everybody, how's everyone doing? Hope you're all good. Looking forward to some FA Cup action. Two teams, 5 miles apart, but 64 positions apart in the football pyramid, locking horns today for the first time ever. Salford City versus Manchester City. A Manchester derby, is it? Possibly, some might say so, but I mean, we should be winning this. I mean, Church, I'm thinking of you straight away. I know you're in the chat. I know you're waiting. 6-0. This is the one. This is the one where it could happen. If you've predicted anything other than 6-0, you're an absolute lunatic. But I presume you've gone for your traditional 6-0, Church. And I hope everyone else is doing well in the chat. I hope you're looking forward to the game. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Consider subscribing if you are new. And the link is in the description and in the pinned comment if you'd like to become a Typical City member to support the channel further. Goes a long way to helping me continue this journey that we're on. Because we're, where are we on? I can't remember what we're on. Are we nearly at 20? We've done 25, haven't we? We've done 25k. 26k is the next one up for grabs, which I'm hoping happens sooner rather than later. But I mean, what a game we've got on today. I think we should be seeing a comfortable win for City today. I don't know why I'm excited about it, but just the fact, I think it's the owners of Salford City and the fact that there's so many connections to Manchester United, it just adds a little bit of razzle dazzle to the tie, doesn't it? A bit of spiciness to the tie, because you know full well Gary Neville, who else? Nicky Butt, Paul Scholes, Ryan Giggs. Isn't Beckham included? Is Beckham still part of it? I'm not sure he is, to be honest. But all of the class of 92, all those Bezzy mates, took over Salford, didn't they? And now they're facing Manchester City. So I'd like to see us beat them, you know, comfortably, and let the former rags, you know, give them a taste of their own medicine. Stuff they used to dish it out to us back when we've never been down in League 2, to be fair to us. We've never been that low. The lowest we've dropped is League 1. But we're facing, it's the Citizens versus the Ammies today. If you're wondering who the Ammies are, that's Salford City. And the reason they're called the Ammies is because they were once known as Salford Amateurs, formed in 1940 as Salford Central. And in 1963, they changed their name to Salford Amateurs. That's who we're going up against. They are a professional football club right now, so don't forget that. They are professional now. But back in the day, and I mean, not that long ago, really, they were considered amateurs. And that's what they where their nickname came from. So, Citizens versus Ammies. Should be a comfortable win. But the team news, by the way, I mean, that's one way to rest defenders, isn't it? That's one way. Don't play them. Don't have any defenders on the pitch. Rest your defenders by not playing them. Pep. You're a genius, Pep. You're a genius. Who needs a defence? Let's just rest them. Let's not play any of them. I mean, there are 2 on the pitch. We've got 2 defenders on the pitch today. But let's go through the full starting 11. I presume you've seen it already. Edison in between the sticks, which I think could be a bit of an insulting inclusion for Edison. I think he might be like, right, so I'm the second choice keeper. I'm the keeper that now plays these sort of games. Like Stefan Ortega was, you know. Stefan Ortega was playing these sort of games. And yeah, right now he's doing the same. Edison's between the sticks today against Salford in the 3rd round of the FA Cup. It's Salford's debut, by the way, in the FA Cup, 3rd round. This is they've never gotten this far in their history. And the first time they do, they rock up to the Etihad. So it must be a good day for them. It must be a really good day for them. But I've gone with Nunes as part of the back 3. I mean, what is your predicted starting 11 with the 11 that you've got to go with? Edison, Nunes, Simpson-Pusey, Ake, O'Reilly, Gundogan, Doku, Grealish, McAtee, Savinho, and a debut for Divin Mubama, who I'm very excited to see. Signed from West Ham for, what was it, about £1 million? Just £1 million, maybe £2 million, something like that in the summer. For a young up-and-coming player that City think highly of. He did get a goal for West Ham. I think it was in the Europa Conference. I think he did bag himself a goal last season, but he's barely played any first-team football. So, yeah, expect a raw performance. But I'm looking forward to see, because he's a big guy, man. Divin Mubama's big. I'm looking forward to seeing his physicality against a side that's probably gonna be their tactic today. Is low block, defend when you can, and be physical as possible. Try and hurt us. That's what they'll probably be. Let them know they're in a game. Let Manchester City players, let those tippy-tappy, fancy-arse fairies, that's probably what the team talk's going to be, for for what's his name? I've got him up here. Carl Robinson, that's his name. He played against us before when he was manager of Oxford. Back when, and Pep was there as well. So when we had a cup tie against Oxford, he was the manager at that time as well. So Pep's come up against this manager before, which is a weird one. To imagine being Carl Robinson and facing Pep Guardiola twice in your career as Carl Robinson, managing Oxford and Salford, and you've faced Pep twice. That's mad. Absolutely crazy. Anyway, good to see you in the chat. Let's hope this works, first of all. And hope the stream survives, by the way, because I've been having technical nightmares left, right, and centre. But church, there we go. It's working. It's working. Good morning, fellow Blues. Presumably you wrote that this morning. Today's game will be full of nobbling and... what is that? What's nobbling? And as such, I predict 2 sending offs for Salford. Oh, what I just said, but physicality. Right, yeah, nobbling. Right, okay, that's a good word. I like that word. It includes the word knob. So any word that's got the word knob in it, I'm a fan of it. 6-0 you've gone for. You surprise me, Church. Phil's in the chat. Happy to see that this is the one for Churchwell. Big M as well. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're good. Merlag. We're all getting on board with Church's predictions. James, mate, good to see you. All I would like is a win and a clean sheet, no injuries. That's very important, mate, very important. Banter football's in the house. Savino brace, Haaland hat-trick. Well, you could get the first one. No chance of a Haaland hat-trick because he ain't on the pitch today. But, yeah, you never know about the Savino brace. I mean, the guy's on form right now, isn't he? Really playing some good football. Adriano, legit, if we lose this, we can't lose this, mate. We can't lose this. Elaine, it's good to see you as well. Hope you're good. Lucian's gone for a 4-1. Jason should be winning this by 5 or 6 goals. CJ Traps, good to see you as well. Rylan as well. Beyond the Cosmos, good to see you guys. Hope you're all good. And the chat just shot to the bottom. So sorry, everybody who I've missed there. But, I mean, I'll come back to you at some point. Keep talking to me and I'll make sure I have a chat with you at some point in this stream, no doubt. Treble Blues, thank you for the early super chat, mate. Really appreciate that support. I hope we smash them 12-0. It's plausible, mate. I mean, the City side they're going up against is not that in form. Yeah, we've got 2 back-to-back wins. We can walk away from today with saying, yeah, 3 wins in a row. Hardly against opposition that you want to be bragging about 3 wins in a row against, in all honesty, is it? You know, what is it? West Ham, Leicester, West Ham and Salford. I mean, yeah. The West Ham one was decent because we bagged the 4 goals. The Leicester one, I would argue, there was a large slice of luck involved in that game. I felt like we got away with it a little bit in that game. But we deserve some luck with the luck we've been having. Any sort of luck for Manchester City this season has been bad luck. So, yeah. I'm hoping we can continue this vein of form as well. We've got lots to talk about in the stream as well. I'm going to talk about the January transfer market, the imminent signing of Kushinov. Sounds likely that we're going to get Omar Mamouche in this window. I didn't see that coming at all, mate. I didn't see that coming at all. Are there any names that you've thought of that we're not being linked with? So let me know in the chat if there's any players that you're interested in that City are not being linked with. Realistic ones, of course. As well, there's Ryan Giggs. He hasn't come out of his shell for quite some time, has he? Is he still putting it in his brother's missus? I'm not sure he is he? Oh, Ryan. What are you doing? Anyway, Ryan, not you. Different Ryan. Good to see you, mate. Angelo Stiller, Zubamendi, Dan Vin says. I would love Zubamendi. Yeah, I'll definitely go for that. Zubamendi, but I just can't see it happening. Can't see it happening at all. Do I think McAtee will leave in January? I don't think he will now. I really don't think he will. Because he's playing today. He was on the bench against West Ham. The interesting topic for me is no Kyle Walker. Apparently for tactical reasons. He's not even in the squad today. I think he's gone. I think that means Kyle Walker is either going through something personal and doesn't want it to be out in the open, or he's leaving the football club. I think the latter. I think he could be leaving in January. That's just pure speculation coming from me. Richie says Douglas Luiz. Yeah, he's a possible one, isn't he? Because of the lack. He's not getting much game time over in Juve, is he? So I could see that. But there's no real players that we've been linked with. Didn't we... No, he's not. No, Kyle is okay. Oh, you okay? I thought you were... Is he okay? I don't know if he's all right. I hope he's all right in terms of his mental well-being, because I think he's had a bit of a rough season. But yeah, no, Travis wants to sell McAtee. That's a big shout, mate. That's a big shout. I think a lot of people will disagree with you on that one. People are terrified of Cole Palmer 2.0. I think that's the problem. I think that's what people are really now scared of, is seeing a repeat of the success story that Cole Palmer went on to be. I can't see that happening with James McAtee. If we were to sell him, I don't think he would reach the heights of Cole Palmer. But it's hard. You're just guessing, aren't you? You're just guessing at this point, because I wouldn't have said Cole Palmer would have gone on to do what he's done at Chelsea when he left. No one at City thought he would do what he's doing. He's become arguably the best player in the league overnight almost, you know, which is scary that can happen. And that's like a worst case scenario when you're selling a young player. It always is that the fear factor is for them not to become better than the current crop of players that are currently disposable to Manchester City. You know, and Cole Palmer would have been starting every game this season, wouldn't he, for Manchester City, if we were aware of the form that he was going to go and achieve in a Chelsea shirt. But would we have ever learnt that fact? It's such a weird one for me, because hindsight's a wonderful thing, isn't it? We're playing the guessing game with Cole Palmer and McAtee. It's just the fear factor. I think with a lot of City fans don't want to see another repeat of that. So I think it's worth keeping on to McAtee until the end of the season at least, and then maybe investigate during the summer what the possible options are. Because if we start bringing in 4 or 5 more players during the summer transfer market, it spells the end for McAtee anyway. He's not going to play. He isn't going to play if we start signing some of the players that we're being linked with for the summer, you know. But yeah, no, it's exciting times as well. We've got that Vitor Reich, if that's how you pronounce it. It started with Rice or Reich. Vitor Reich looks like a hell of a player. I love how he's totally different to Kushinov. I love that. I really love the difference in defending styles. You know, the vibes that they give off onto the pitch. Totally opposite to each other. You know, but both seem to be able to play with the ball, which is key. That's the most important thing, really, when you think about a Pep Guardiola centre-back. But the difference in their defending styles is cool. I like that. I like the fact that you've got Kushinov, who throws himself about, willing to get hurt. By the looks of his clips on YouTube, by all the footage that I've seen of him so far, seems like put his head in where it hurts type defender. And there's not enough of them about for me anymore. You're not at the top of the game. At the top of the game, you're not really seeing that much in terms of, you know, hard men. You know, nowadays at the top end of of football, you know, the centre backs tend to be a little bit, you know, they're not tough tackling. You know, your Pablo Zabaletas, you know, Nicolas Otamendi, even Nigel de Jong, even though he's not a defender. But you know what I mean? That type of personality, that persona that's on the pitch. We don't have enough of them now. We've only really got Ruben Diaz, who I would consider Nathan Ake. I think he throws his head in where it hurts. Akanji's close, not quite as tough tackling as Ruben Diaz or Nathan Ake. But yeah, we don't have enough of them on the pitch, or in the squad, really. But Isaac's asking, the biggest mistake with Cole Palmer is that we didn't put a buyback clause in his contract. Yeah, arguably. I mean, I don't think Chelsea, being Chelsea Football Club, who we were selling to, I don't think they would have ever allowed that. You know, I think it's because if you're selling to beneath you, you know, if we sold Cole Palmer to, I don't know, Leicester, Brighton, I don't know, anyone below us who you would consider to be a team beneath us in terms of their stature, you would expect a release clause, a buyback clause, to be included in the contract. Which isn't to be the case with Cole Palmer and Chelsea. For me, I just don't think they were ever going to do that. But yeah, I do think we need to move on from Cole Palmer now. I think we need to forget it. Just like, you know what I mean? It's a sore one. It hurts, doesn't it? Thinking about what could have been had he achieved what he's achieving in a Chelsea shirt, but doing it in a City shirt. God knows what we could have won. You know, but would he have even got that chance? We're going. I sound like a broken record now, don't I? But yeah, the game kicks off at 5:45 today, for anyone who's wondering. Anyone who was expecting a past kickoff, it's 5:45. Whatever time it is where you are watching in the world. Where are you watching in the world, let me know, because I know I've got more than the UK people watching me, which pleases me, I'm not going to lie. But, yeah, City versus lower division teams. We've got 24 wins in a row, which is pretty good reading. 88-12 aggregate score. So we do tend to do pretty well. The last time City lost to a lower division team was 2018 against Wigan in the 6th round of the FA Cup. And don't forget, 5 years before that, we lost to the same team in the FA Cup final. And I was there. I remember it all too well, horribly well. I hated that day. It was such a bad day. Traffic all the way down to Wembley. Traffic all the way back. Got back at like 3 in the morning. Sat there on a coach, surrounded by Wigan fans, just going, hey, way, doing all that to me. And I was just like, fuck off, giving it one of them. And Wigan got relegated. So we lost the FA Cup final to a team that got relegated. But that was a horrible, horrible day. The end of Roberto Mancini, wasn't it? He'd already been sacked, is the rumours. And I just don't think the club operate like that anymore. I don't think they would have allowed that to leak out, but the rumours, unless Mancini was told before and he was the only one who was told and then he leaked it. But the rumours are, before that FA Cup final, the players knew that Mancini was getting the sack. And they went on. It was such a bad performance from so many of the City players. Like Aguero and Tevez were playing. I think Jack Rodwell was playing as well. So there was a few stinkers in there in that FA Cup final squad. But yeah. Anyway, team news today is really interesting. So I've gone with Nunes, Simpson, Pusey, and Ake as a back three. O'Reilly and Gundogan in front of them. Grealish and McAtee in front of them. With Doku on the right, Savinho on the left. Could be the other way round. And Mubama up top, which is exciting. SVG's watching from South Africa. Good to see you, mate. Got a few from South Africa. Ali Razor's watching from Iran. I've got a mate from Iran. His second name is Nowruz. Does that mean anything to you? That's does that mean New Year or something in Iranian? I think it does. I'm not sure. But yeah, make sure you're hitting that like button. Ryan's giving a shout out to the same thing. Thank you very much, Ryan. Appreciate that, mate. Thank you very much. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Yeah, we've got nearly 600 watching. We've not hit the 100 likes yet. Do you reckon we could pop some likes on the video, please? Because that really, really does help. Got one from Kenya. Nice. Nigeria. The creators in New York. The Big Apple. Watching from Canada. Watching from Slovenia. Watching from Estonia. Denmark. Good to see you, G. How you doing, mate? Nice. Nice. Appreciate that, Daniel. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And India as well. Bosnia. Edin Dzeko. Is that why you became a City fan? Did Edin Dzeko pull you over to the blue side of Manchester? Botswana. No way. You've got like almost like a... Is that the Botswana flag? It's like a City flag, isn't it? That's pretty cool. Jamaica. Good to see you, Colin. KDB, good to see you as well. Sagnick says, I think City should sign the Deportivo Mineiro goalkeeper, Fran Martinez. I don't know much about him, mate. He got the most saves in a match against Real Madrid last week. Interesting. I'll check him out, mate. But I don't know much about him, in all honesty. But I will check him out. Appreciate the tip. Teams are out. Game's about to get underway. Salford City donning the ugly kit that looks eerily like a Manchester United kit. I wonder why that is. I wonder why they did that. It's not like they've got a bag full of United fans who own the football club, is it? Stevens from Taiwan. So good to see so from different people. Vladis is from Czech Republic. That's mad. KDB says, we need to sign a defender. Well, maybe we don't. Maybe the plan is don't play a defence at all. Just don't have them. Don't play defenders. Just have everyone up front. You know? I can see why he's done what he's done. You know, and the BBC, which is where I'm watching it today, by the way, if you're wondering, have gone with the same formation I've gone for. Nunes in the back three is an interesting one. I think that's the most interesting thing in this starting 11 because that's a level of trust that is interesting because that's the position of the pitch where the last time he was here, he was giving the ball away to Ahmad or whoever he gave it away to. Did he give it away? I've erased that moment from my brain, when he gave that ball away in the Manchester derby. But he's going to be doing it again today, in that same position. He's got to do defensive work today. Probably minimal, which is why the team is what it is, because Salford City are not going to be coming forward on too many occasions, but they're actually in pretty good form right now. They've won their last 6 games without conceding a goal in any of them. 6 clean sheets in a row, mate. Obviously it's against the likes of whoever they are up against in League 2. I think they're 3rd in the league table, if memory serves me, behind Crewe Alexandria. But yes, Salford's. Yeah, this should be 5 or 6-0. A nice chilled one. Game's about to get underway, everybody. Make sure you're hitting that like button if you haven't already. Yeah, come on. Jeff's in the house. Good to see you, Jeff, mate. How you doing, buddy? Don't have much to say, so I thought I'd share one of my favourite quotes. Instead, all we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given us. Hang on a minute. Kickoff's about to get underway. Grealish standing above it. Referee's taking his time. And we're off. Come on, City. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given us. That's a very, I agree. That's what everyone has to do, isn't it? It is what everyone has to do. What do you want to do with your time, Jeff? I decided mine a couple of years ago. I decided I want to spend my time watching Manchester City and making a YouTube channel. So that's what I decided to do with my time. And I need to spend more of it with my kids. That's what I need to do more of, to be honest. I need to do more of that. A lot more of that. Cool Kid JR asks, opinions on Mubama start. I'm excited, mate. I'm genuinely excited. He's up there in the Haaland role as well. So he's doing the Haaland role as well. Look at him chilling offside. I'm watching him right now. He's well offside. Nunes coming forward. Big pocket of space for Nunes. Have a dig, mate. Plays it safe. Lays it off for Savinho. Savinho's on the right, by the way, and Doku's on the left. So I got that one wrong. Ball in. It's controlled casually. Savinho's right foot cross. Couldn't find a City shirt, and it's cleared as a result. Thanks for the super chat, Cool Kid JR. And I'm just looking forward to seeing it, mate. I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do. What I don't want to happen, and I can almost guarantee, if he scores, the City fans are going to call for him to start every game from now on. Because City fans, we do that, don't we? McAtee did a wonderful bit of skill against Leicester to make it 2-0 in the second half. And as soon as he did that, it was like, right, that's it. McAtee's got to start every game from now on. Do you know what I mean? Like, there needs to be something in between the middle, like, in between the two, eccentric opinions of never play him and play him for every second that's available. Same for Mubama today. I don't think he's going to get much game time after this. Maybe, depends on who we get in the next round of the FA Cup. If we were to get another lower league team, then no reason not to start Mubama again, but that would depend if it's at home as well. Don't forget, people, new this season, there are no FA Cup replays. Mubama's first interaction was to be offside. He won the ball, he won a header, but he was offside. Not a great start, to be honest. Offside from a goal kick shouldn't really be happening. It wasn't from a goal kick, sorry, it was from a clearance. You can't be offside from a goal kick, so... But anyway, yeah, no replays today, which is something I find interesting because it's very helpful to the likes of the Premier League teams, Really bad for the lower league teams who can get a big, big payday if they were to get... Salford are in here. Burko with the cross. And it's been dealt with, more or less. Still coming back. Actually, no, it's not. It's coming back. Jack Grealish. It's good to see Grealish start in the middle as well today, but you can immediately see the physicality from Salford there. Giving Jack Grealish a bit of a kick. Elanus, thank you very much for your support. Which logo would you prefer for City? The current circle or the eagle that was used in 2016? The current circle all day long. It's got so much more history associated with it, and it's just what we've been for quite some time. The eagle came out of nowhere, and I don't think it represents a dark time in City's history. That, for me, I like the look of it, by the way. I actually like the design. It's just a bit empty and soulless. You know, the pride in battle at the bottom, I like that. That's cool. That's a statement that I agree with. I think that suits City, because we do tend to have a good amount of pride, but I would argue every football club would probably say that. But the fact that the three stars are decorative. Núñez is in business here. Into the penalty area. Savinho's got the ball, chops it onto his left foot, coming across the edge of the area. Savinho looking for an opportunity. Doesn't get one. Nico O'Reilly with the shot over the bar. High and horribly wide, with a left foot volley from Nico O'Reilly. But yeah, good from Savinho. Good driving, powerful run there from Matheus Núñez. But yeah, the three stars on top, mate, are completely decorative. Meaningless. Like, you think of England with our one for 1966 World Cup. I'm sure, have Bayern got stars in their badge that represent things? I'm sure there are other clubs that have got stars in their badge that represent honours, like pieces of silverware that have been won. Our three stars in that moment are completely decorative. They mean nothing. So, again, not a fan. And just the fact that we had that badge in a time when we were in League One, what at the time was Division 2, I don't really want to go back that. I don't want to go back there, to be honest. I'm quite happy with where we are now. Douglas loves the 77 logo. I can't. It's a bit more colourful, isn't it? That one, if I remember right, a bit more red and gold in the middle. The rose is a bit more prominent, if I remember. I can't remember it exactly. But there's always been subtle differences in our badge. Oh, Doku, mate. You unbelievable. Just rinsing people down the left wing. He's done another man. It's Doku. Ball in. Oh, and it's cleared for a corner. What unbelievable wing play there from Jeremy Doku. Beats about three of them. With ease as well. He looked like he's not even trying. His face is like, was that it? Is that the defence I'm going up against? Because I'm going to have a very good day today if that's what I'm going up against. But you got a feel for Salford City. If we get an early goal, it spells a bad afternoon for Salford. It really does. But if they can get into half-time, even 1-0, City winning 1-0, as in Manchester City winning 1-0 at half-time, is a good result for them. Ball in from Jack Grealish, cleared. Good bit of defensive work there. That's typical League One defending there. Fucking have it. Get rid. Fucking get rid. Love it. Good to see you, Sathala. How you doing? I'm excited. It's hard to get too excited about a player that we're going off, YouTube clips. You want to see him tested in the Premier League matches. You want to see him handle the likes of Mo Salah. I don't know. All of the best players in the Premier League. You want to see him tested. But from what I have seen, he looks good. Let's put it very good indeed. I'm excited about Kushinov. People were asking me to go into more detail because I did do a Marmouche video, which went into a little bit more detail, a tiny bit about his history, a bit about the stats, things like that. Divin Mubama getting up, ball's ricocheted out to Gundogan. It's pinball at the minute, up in the air. We need to get that ball on the deck, and Salford City do that, get it out. Nico O'Reilly's got some chasing to do. And does a good job there. Well done, Nico O'Reilly. Well done, Nico O'Reilly. Back to Edison. Simpson Pusey offers himself as an option. I'm not sure what we're doing at the back, because Núñez is pushing into midfield rather than being in the right centre-back. And he's won the ball doing that. Well done, Matheus Núñez. It's a 5-on-3 for Manchester City. Got to get the decision right. Jack Grealish, one more to Doku. Gives it to Jeremy Doku. And Doku makes it 1-0. Jeremy Doku. Doku. It's Doku. Really good football. Matheus Núñez in the middle of the park, 7 minutes in, winning the ball early, driving forward. Correct decision to get it across the pitch into Jack Grealish. One more pass from Jack Grealish. Took a little bit long on the ball, Jack, in all honesty. I thought he could have gone a bit quicker with that pass, but does get it over to Jeremy Doku. Space, whips it, looking for that bottom corner. Looks like it gets a left hand from Young, the goalkeeper. Tips it onto the post, clips the post, and just trickles over the line. 1-0. Jeremy Doku. Buzzing. There's that early goal we wanted. There's that early goal. Calms any nerves if there was any. I'm not sure there was, to be honest, because they look pretty chilled, to be honest. And this is looking like it could be a I think a lot of the UK who are currently tuned into BBC just went, right, change channel. I imagine a lot of rival fans just went, right, fuck this. Change channel. There's no way they're going to watch the rest of this now. Cheers, Alanis. I'll have a go at it, mate. That's what I was going into before we scored. Before I was rudely interrupted by a goal. Oh, fucking Salford nearly equalised. Fuck off. Lund. Lund with some very white hair. I'm getting grey. Can you see the greys coming in? I've got greys coming in. Getting old, mate. Getting old. But he looks incredibly grey. Do you know what I mean? Like, he looks about 28 in the face. But his hair, man, very, very grey. Yeah, Alanis, the difficult job with going into detail about Mateus Nunes, if that comes off, oh, unlucky, mate, looking for a diagonal ball. Anyway, the difficult job in analysing defenders is the stats aren't great for defenders. It's not that easy to analyse defenders. I think the stats nowadays are is much more favourable for attackers. You do get tackles won, things like that, clearances, errors that lead to goals, obviously pass completion, and all the basic stuff that you would expect for every player. Hang on a minute, Nico O'Reilly coming forward. Good run from Nico. Ball in. Divin Mubama was waiting, but it's not been cleared. Savinho with a first-time volley effort. That's deflected, referee. You better have seen that. You missed it. We all saw it from this camera angle. Who is that referee? Oh, yeah, 1-0. Jesus. Pop that on the scoreboard. Cheers, Beyond the Cosmos. Good to see you, Jan. Yeah. I'm terrible with it, mate. Score, 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 score. Jonny, sort your fucking act out. Update the score. Who, me or the guy, or Lund? You're talking about Lund or me? It's me, probably. Jack, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. And you, Clara, as well. How you doing? Glacius as well. Honestly, yeah, even scoring one for us this season is like scoring none. How's that work? It was Doku who scored, Tom. Thanks for asking. Nico O'Reilly. Balling first time, controlled by Savinho. This could be a whitewash. If we start getting our act together in that final ball into the box could be a bit better. We've had a couple of crosses, one from Savinho earlier, a couple from Nico O'Reilly already from Nico O'Reilly. If he just gets them a bit more accurate, then we will be scoring a bag full of goals. Bag full of goals. Grealish assist too as well. Scott, good to see you as well. Hey, you've been a member for a while, mate. I think your badge has got a little gold ring round it like Jan. Or it might not be Jan. I can't remember who it was. Marie. I think Marie has been a member for over a year. So big up to you, Scott. Thank you very much for your support, mate. You're welcome, Mullet. You're welcome. From sunny Cannon in Mexico. Oh, that's fair enough, mate. No worries. Don't worry about it. You don't have to be active. I needed to add more modders because we had a bit of a situation last week, didn't we? Where there was some rag giving out a load of shit to everybody. And there wasn't enough modders in there to deal with him, so I added a few more. There's a few more of you now, modders. You got Ryan in there as well. And two Ryans, in fact. We've got double Ryans. We've got Ryan and Ryan GS. But yeah, good to see you guys. Oh, shot. Doku again. Just wide. Well, it's a bit wide of the mark. Do you know what? I'll add you, Clara, as well at some point because you're very reliable on the chat. One thing to the modders as well, just don't get too arsey about rival fans. Just do what Jeff does. Give them a timeout. I don't want people blocked all the time just because they have a different opinion to yours. I want to encourage conversation. Like spamming, yes. Don't want any of that. But in terms of rival fans having their say, they're allowed to have their say. I mean, the amount of abuse that I give other football clubs, I think we're going to have to, if you want to be part of this channel, I do think that's going to be part and parcel of it. Because I dish it out. I think I've got to expect it back at some point. You know, I dish it out a lot. So I'm going to get it back. So that's going to be part and parcel of it. Obviously, when it gets ridiculous, then fair enough. But yeah, if spamming, just don't do that. That's all I want to see cut out. But ball in from Burko was casually controlled by James McAtee. Doku give him that ball. Great ball into McAtee. We're in business here. Divin Mubama. Ball goes. Oh, McAtee. McAtee gets that all wrong. Could have sent away Divin Mubama. The run was good from Mubama. Looked like eventually McAtee, if he did choose Mubama for that pass, Mubama might have been a bit offside. He wasn't even going for him anyway. Yeah, Mubama might have been offside there, but he goes for Savinho on the right wing down this side of the pitch. I just gets it horribly wrong. Goes over the top and boots it out for a throw-in. Yeah, there's always a positive to a rag, isn't there, Jan? There always is. And you have got one of them gold little member things, I think. Can't quite see it, but yeah, it's been solid from City. 15 minutes in. What I can't say I expected anything less. Heavy touch from Mubama there, though. Bit of nerves jangling there for Divin Mubama. You can see he's not full of confidence yet. Where in Manchester am I from? I was born in St Mary's Hospital. So right bang in the middle of Manchester. But I didn't live there. I lived in the Stockport area when I was a kid. My mum was from Gorton in Denton. And my dad's from Adswood. And I lived in Denton for a bit. Don't live there anymore. Obviously, I'm not going to give out where I live, just to let you know. If that's where this isn't, we can't go there. But I did live in Denton, in the Dane Bank estate as well. Which was a nice little venture for me, in Denton. William, thank you very much for the super chat. Have Gary Neville ever smiled? Big up, Johnny. I think he does, but you can't really tell. Jack Grealish. Shots blocked, going to go out for a corner, is it? Just about it is. Do you know what? I actually like Gary Neville. I hated him as a player. I hated him. But as a person, he seems okay. A little bit arsey at times, but I don't know. I find watching him and Roy Keane okay at times because they can be quite fun. I just like the brutalness of their honesty. Just like they're so brutally honest, and I like that. And he doesn't stick up for United at all, does he? Do you know? Back post, gotta be. Oh, it's cleared off the line. Nathan Ake, ball in, whipped in from the corner. It was flicked onto the back post. Nathan Ake nods it back across where the cross came from. And I think it's Nico O'Reilly who flicks it goal bound. And Kouassi on the line for Salford City. Divin Mubama just tried to have sex with someone in the middle of the pitch. I mean, what is he trying to do there? That's reportable. You should be getting reported for things like that, Divin. What are you doing, mate? What was he doing there? Divin Mubama just went, oh, come here, mate. Have some of this. Have a bit of Mubama. Mohammed, good to see you, mate. Hope you're good. Not yet, Clara. It's on the cards. It's happening. Ooh, Edison come flying out of his goal. Heads it clear. It's going to happen, Clara. It's taking a bloody pain. It's a proper pain in the arse, this house move. Still going to happen. Don't know when. Could be bloody next season at this rate. It really could. Just looking for it. We're just trying to find the right house, that's all. Jan doesn't like Neville. Afritoon getting a bit vocal. Blue moon, you saw me standing alone. Yeah, I'll be alright, Clara. Appreciate that. I'll be alright. We'll all be alright. Hiya, mate. How's it going? He does a bit, doesn't he, Isa? How are you doing as well, mate? Hope you're good. Was it him, King? Was it him or was it Nico O'Reilly? I'm not sure who it was. I didn't see the replay properly. I was too busy looking at Divin Mubama doing what he was doing. McAtee bringing it forward. Got Jack Grealish in the middle. Whips it across. Looking for Divin. But it's been cleared. Salford coming away with it. We got Doku down in the centre circle. He's got back on his feet limping. You're hoping he's all right, though. I agree with you, Afan. Do I think Mbama will prove that we don't need another striker? I'm not sure he will, to be honest. I found it a very strange signing, to be honest, because you're signing a... I think what the purpose of Divin Mbama signing is to make money. I think it's a financial decision for City. It's a player that... Oh, Nunes nearly heads it out. Good job Edison was on his toes then. Had to sprint over there to prevent that going out from a corner. Long ball up, Nunes just nods it back for a back pass to Edison, but nearly sends it out for a corner. Can't forget Nunes' involvement in the goal, though, because it was through his making that we got that chance. Winning the ball in midfield and just driving forward with it. Good play from Matheus Nunes, that was. It's hard to praise these players, though, when they're playing Salford City, because it's like you're playing against lesser opposition. But yeah, Afan, in answer to your question, no, I don't think he will. I think Omar Mamouche is going to be the number 2. Plus, you've got Foden who can play there. Oscar Bob, I believe, is a very good false 9. We've seen it once. I think we saw it a couple of times in the Club World Cup, actually, more than once. But yeah, I think Oscar Bob, that's an exciting topic right there. Hang on, ball in. Matheus Nunes dinks it over the keeper. Divin Mbama gets a goal on his debut. Afan, he might be the man. He might be the man. It was a very Haaland-esque goal. He finished it from all of about 3 centimetres out from the goal line. And it's all Matheus Nunes again. Matheus Nunes again, heavily involved in Manchester City's goals this evening rather. But Divin Mbama, mate, well played, mate. Enjoy your goal. That's it now, that's it. There you go. That's exactly what I knew what was going to happen. He scores, that's it. Drop Haaland, Divin Mbama every single second for the rest of the season, please. I knew that was going to happen, but... Yeah, Mohamed, it was a good goal. Divin Mbama, good movement. Terrible defending, in all honesty. Terrible defending. How have you not tracked the runner there? You've got to go across him there. Why is the defender stopped? And he's gone to the ball then. Who is the man marking him in the middle? What's the central centre-back? Don't know his name, to be honest. I wrote it down before, but I have no idea. Don't know who any of these players are. There's Garbutt. Who was it in the middle? Was it, what's his Tilt? Lilt. What is it? Lilt. Lilt's delicious, by the way. I do like a good can of Lilt. But yeah, terrible defending there in the middle. Really was. Really was poor. But, yeah, 2-0 score. Well, I nearly beat the chat. You, Haxam. I was so close to beating the chat, to telling me to update the score. So close. I think you're right, Scott. That's what I was saying at the start, mate. I think that's exactly right. I think you'll be a little bit offended. I think you'll be like, right, if that's where you're going to treat me, if you're going to make me the number 2, I'm off. Because he's very much used to being the number 1. But, hey, other than, what was the, was it the Crystal Palace? When Palace scored in, like, the first 7 minutes away at Selhurst Park, Ortega should have saved that, in my opinion. I think he should have saved that. Other than that, is there any reason why Ortega shouldn't be starting? I would argue Stefan Ortega, certainly for Manchester City, but I was going to go as far as to say save of the season in terms of the whole Premier League. But I think David Raya might have something to say about that. Because that save that he made, they were both at Villa Park as well. How mad's that? So Villa Park have witnessed, for me, 2 of the saves of the season. You know, the David Raya rebound one where, I think, was it Watkins who heads it? It was well earlier in the season. But David Raya was like on the floor. I think they exaggerated how good it actually was because he didn't quite get it in the corner, Watkins, did he? If you know the moment I'm talking about, at least. Bloody Savinho's been sent into the cameraman here. Where's he gone? Fucking hell. He's been buried. You see? Savinho then just vanished. You just saw him. He was just disappeared. You just saw these hands just come up like that and just... Fucking going on. What the fuck? Savinho. It just disappeared. Oh, Savino, mate. He just fell at that hole, man. Literally in the trenches. Literally in the trenches. Unbelievable. Savino then, man. I hope he seems alright. I'm laughing because he doesn't seem hurt, which is the main thing. Because I'm glad he's okay. But I mean, Savino, mate. Christ. Happy birthday, Chris. Hope you have a good one. Have a good one. Bloody Savino's tickled me there. But yeah, what was I saying? The David Raya save was a good save. Yeah, I really believe that. I think it was a very good save. But then the Ortega save at Villa Park in, like, what was that, in the first few minutes? But that corner came in and he tipped it onto the bar. It was already like he was flying in the top corner and he tips it onto the bar like that. What a save that was. That was ridiculous. Always looks better when you tip it onto the bar. Always looks better. Anything like that looks better. I don't know why. I prefer a goal that smacks the bar. Tony Yeboah. Who remembers Tony Yeboah? The fact that he did 2 of those shots just makes it unbelievable. The fact that he scored those 2 unbelievable goals. One against Liverpool and the other was it against Wimbledon, the other one? I can't remember. Wimbledon, who don't even exist anymore, but yeah. Yeah. 100% Clara. Yeah, 2-0 up with 25 minutes to go. You must be proper shit. But I mean, hey, shit teams win the FA Cup. You only need to ask Manchester United. You know what I mean? This could be our season. That could be our season, couldn't it? You know? Big up Jan. James grabs it. Thank you very much, Jan. Appreciate that, Jan. Young, the Salford goalkeeper, has gone down injured here. Yeah, W's in the chat for Jan. Appreciate that, Jan. Thank you very much. But yeah, do you know what I mean? This could be our season, you know? In terms of, like, Premier League, I can't see us winning it at all. Like, the chance of that is incredibly slim. I think we actually have something like a 1-point-something% chance of winning it. So, yeah, not likely. Could be a serious injury, this, because the players have actually wandered over to the dugout to have a little chat with their managers. Elenis, thank you for the super chat. Again, I appreciate the support. Is it because the team we are playing, but right now it feels City can score so easy without Haaland all of a sudden? Definitely the team we're playing. It's definitely that. It is 100% that. But don't forget, I felt like we could score very easily against West Ham, and we did. We scored 4. And I felt like we were doing reasonably well when we went forward in the first half against Leicester. The second half, we didn't go forward at all. You know, we were defending for most of the game in the second half against Leicester. But the concerns were still there in both those games. The West Ham game and the Leicester game. We played well in both those games, I thought. More in the West Ham game than the Leicester game, because I think in the Leicester game, the second half was a problem. Looked bad, like we were struggling. You know, at 1-0, you're thinking Jamie Vardy, and he should have equalised Jamie Vardy. But then the wonderful bit of play from James McAtee gets us that second goal, and the game was sort of killed at that point. But we defended well in certain moments of that game. But against West Ham, I felt West Ham deserved more than the 1 goal that they got. I actually felt like they could have got 2 or 3 in that game and probably should. But their ball into the box just wasn't good enough. Their final third play was just below what you expect from any Premier League side, really. And they got what they deserved. They got the loss because they didn't have that killer instinct in the final third, whereas City did. We really, really did. I felt like every time we came forward, we looked like we were going to score, like you've described in this game, Elenis. And that was Premier League opposition with Erling Haaland starting. And don't forget, Haaland did get 2 goals in that game. But the reason why we look like we're going to score every time we go forward, I think you're right. It's not to do with the lack of Haaland. It's more the opposition, I think. But it's good to see Haaland getting a rest, which is very much needed, because don't forget the FA Cup is ball in. Simpson Pusey blocks it a little bit fortunately, but then whips one down the line for Divin Mabama. Tries to hold it on his chest, couldn't quite bring it under his spell. I heard I don't know who that is. say that we might get 100 points deduction if we lose the 115 charges case. Is that true? Might as well give us 115 points, to be honest. What's the difference? It ensures relegation. I wouldn't be surprised if it is a 100-point relegation or something like that. But the fact that the chances of it happening, I don't think is going to happen. That's my personal belief. I think we're going to be fine. I think there might be something we get punished for, something minor. That's none of it will be failing to cooperate type charge. I think it will be that, a small little fine. But I don't think it will be the big gargantuan punishment that everyone's praying for. Certainly if you're not a Manchester City fan, I think everyone wants to see us get relegated. I don't think it's going to happen. I think a lot of rival fans are going to be sorely disappointed by the end of this season. I'm hoping the announcement is before the end of this season, because I think it'll change the atmosphere around the club. Has to happen before summer for the sake of the transfer window as well. How we're able to go about our business in the market in summer. I think it'll be key, because if we can say, look, the charges have been cleared. 1-2 with Gundogan. Oh, nearly good play there between Savinho and Gundogan. Another opportunity. Doku into the penalty area. The shimmy, yeah, and he's had it taken off him. Bit of a shimmy, yam, shimmy yay from Jeremy Doku. But for the first time in a long time, I've seen him get it wrong. And it's Lund who nicks it off him. But yeah, no, I think we'll get away with it, Sagnick. I really do. I said that wrong. Get away with it? No, absolutely not. I think we'll be cleared of all charges. Get away with it implies you've done something wrong. I'll take that back. I've got that's the Mark Goldbridge. Listening to too much Mark Goldbridge, clearly. Get away with it. Get away with it. But yeah, do you remember he's offside there, Divin Mabama? Yeah, could see it as soon as he passed it. McAtee just needed to hold on to that ball there a little bit longer. Mabama should be getting back quicker. Point 1 and point 2, McAtee probably should see that he's coming from an offside position there. I like him. I like him very, very much. I just don't see him. I think he's going to extend with Bayern, and because the reports are that Bayern are negotiating a contract with Jamal Musiala right now, but he wants a release clause installed into his contract. I think it's something like 120, 150, something in that ballpark, over by like at least 20 million, over 100 million as a release clause, which is, I mean, I don't see why Bayern are being arsey about that, really, because I think that's quite a reasonable release clause. If anyone's prepared to pay 120 million or even 150 million, then I think, yeah, you deserve that player. You know what I mean, if you can afford it. But yeah, I think it's giving away. Oh, Savinho, poor touch from Savinho. Still in that hole that he found himself in a couple of minutes ago. He needs to get his head out of that trench that he fell into before. 50-point deduction and a big fine. 1 year in the Championship will be fun. I'm not sure it will be that much fun. It's just how do you rebuild from there, you know? Because we need to rebuild. Now it's the timing of it. It will be bad because City needs to rebuild. But we'd have to change the whole... It's not happening, Adrian. I really don't think we're going to get relegated. I don't think the club would be signing the players that we're signing or spending the amount we've spent on the infrastructure. You know, the buildings around the stadium, the business propositions that are planned and are situated around the Etihad. There's so much money has been spent on this football club in the recent months, you know, in terms of players, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of behind the scenes stuff, sponsorship deals, commercial deals. All of this stuff would be so difficult to get over the line if there's a rumour going around that we're going to get done. Like, we're actually are guilty of these charges. And yeah, I just don't think... Surely, great ball from Doku. Jack Grealish is in business. Oh, Jackie boy, mate. A bit slow there, Jack Grealish. Could have done a bit better there. But good ball from Jeremy Doku into him. I'm wondering about the future of Jack Grealish as well, because I'm not convinced he's going to be in a City shirt next season. I think it might be time to sell Jack Grealish, and I think it's got to be this summer. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a player that's going to get old at City, a player that we could probably get 30, 40 million for right now. I think Jack Grealish, we could get that. Send him back to Villa, which I'm balling from Grealish. Divin Mabama doing his usual antics in the penalty area. But it's been cleared. But yeah. Is that Grealish you're talking about? Yeah, I think he is gone. I said it. I could see this coming, man. I could see this coming from quite a while away. You know, it was the signing of Doku when it was like, hang on, why are we signing a player in Jack Grealish's position? Straight away, it was like alarm bells started going for me then. And Nunes then had a little bit of a situation there, Mateus Nunes, in the defensive right back or right centre back sort of position. Thought about the back pass, but the back pass was being closed down by a Salford player. And he just cleared it. Well played, mate. I'm okay. I'm okay with that, mate. You've learnt your lesson. Just getting it up the other end of the pitch is better than giving it to their centre forward. But yeah, no, I think Grealish. And then Savinho on top of Jeremy Doku. It was like, right, well, we've got two new wingers, plus the growth of Oscar Bob, albeit he's been injured. I think he's probably... Oh, hang on a minute. Salford. Unbelievable! Good save by Edison. Oh, it's a save you expect him to make, but a good bit of play there by Kouassi. Cutting inside, ghosting past a couple of City players. Gundogan, nowhere to be seen. So, oh, that tackle, mate. It was awful. Awful from Ilkay Gundogan, that. Look at that. Look. They're not going to show it. There's only one replay that'll show that. And he actually megged two people. Went through the legs of Ake and Nathan Ake. And Simpson Pusey, sorry. But Gundogan's attempted tackle before that. We've been seeing that all season, mate. He's not a defensive midfielder. That's Gundogan. Great ball from Gundogan into Jeremy Doku. Doku now with options. Ghosts past him. Onto his left foot. Fires across. Oh, it's ricocheted. The clearance was hit smacked off a Salford City player. And nearly landed, fortunately, to Divin Mubama again, who could have bagged his second here. But Jeremy Doku's proven to be a constant thorn in the side of this Salford City defence. McAtee looking for a 1-2 with Gundogan. Doesn't get it, but Grealish does. Gundogan. Giving away. Poor. Yeah, we do, Seth Allen. That's coming from a Leicester fan who knows our problems. We do need a right back. We've got one that isn't even in the squad today for whatever reason, which I think is really interesting. Yeah, what? Yeah, so I think we could get 30 million for Jack Grealish. Where would he go? Because he's been getting booed when he goes back to Villa. So you wonder if he's okay going back to Villa, because he left on a bit of a sour note, didn't he? He got a little bit of hatred from some Villa fans. Not all of them. I think a lot of them still respect him, but I do think there's a portion of the kind of like Sterling. I feel like a lot of the City fans still respect and love Sterling, but I do think there's a portion of City fans that actually don't like him that much. I still think he's kind of like that in terms of like the Grealish and Villa fan base sort of relationship. I'm mixed on Sterling. I appreciated the numbers, but I can't get rid of the misses in my head. Do you know what I mean? The amount of times I saw Sterling miss an absolute sitter, it just drove me insane. And he'd score the difficult one, Sterling. He'd whip one in the top corner, a really difficult finish, but give him a 5-yard tap in, he'll spoon it over the bar. Grealish, opportunity, onto his right foot, dummies. That's simply out to Jeremy Doku. What's he going to do? Gets into the penalty. A shot from Doku, ricochets, cleared, but Ake steps forward. We're in trouble here. No, we're not. Simpson Pusey, well positioned there from Simpson Pusey. And that right there is what I was going to talk about, Elanis, for your request to do a cushion-off video to the same standards of what I did it with Marmouche, because I feel a bit uncomfortable talking about defenders' projection, how good they could be, because it's hard to gauge, because the numbers aren't always helpful. Because I actually did do it. I planned to do it, by the way. I went into detail, but he's got better numbers than most of the Premier League defenders, the top defenders. I put him against Saliba, Ruben Diaz, Gabriel, you know, the best players, the best defenders. McAtee lays it off. Savinho, first time effort. That's the old Savinho. We'll like to see the back of that, please, because he's just booted it into Rose Ed. But yeah, I compared him, and his numbers are better. But then it's not really a fair test, because the opposition that Saliba and Gabriel and Ruben Diaz are going up against are Premier League attackers. You know, you're going up against League attackers, which aren't bad. There's quite a good number of good players. But then I started to compare him against Singo and other defenders, Marquinhos, French defenders that are playing in the in League and he wasn't above them. Do you know what I mean? So his numbers weren't clear cut. There was nothing standout from the numbers. And the problem with analysing defenders is, Savinho's gone down, referee, and it wasn't even a penalty. It would have been a free kick, but it looked like a dive. But yeah, Elenis, for your question about making a video about Kushinov, I do think positioning. How do you gauge that? What are you like at positioning? You need to watch 90 minutes of football to even get close to one. That's a foul as well. It's not a dive. It wasn't a dive. He studied him on the top of his knee. Savinho's all right, thankfully, but he went down easily. But it was definitely a connection there. Anyway, marking. Where's your stats for marking? You know, as a defender. Positioning and marking are two of the most important things as a defender, and there aren't stats for that. So how do you analyse a defender if you can't get stats for that? You need to go off footage, and if you're going off footage against League One attackers or youth team football when he was younger, then it's not really a fair test, is it? Because it's like, well, you're not going up against them. You're about to go up against Premier League opposition. So it's all good and well saying he can do it in League One and he can do it against this opposition, but can you do it against... I mean, he's going to be training every day against Erling Haaland, so he's going to find out before he even starts then. You know what I mean? He's going to find out in training if he can do it. Elenis, thank you very much for the incredibly kind donation. Again, your support's unbelievable, mate. Really is. Massively appreciate it. Really do. Kushinov confirmed and set to go under a medical to join City in January. Reich will be joining in summer if deal completed, and Marmouche talks are advanced and to join in Jan. All from Fabrizio Romano this morning. Yep, and all true, yeah. I mean, very... just about cleared. Salford City nearly get one back from the free kick that was given away down in this near touchline. A ball whipped in. Where's the marking? Near post. Simpson Pusey, mate. You've got to be meeting that ball there, Simpson Pusey. What's he trying there? All of a sudden, cameraman, just a quick corner was taken. Obviously, City weren't ready. The cameraman wasn't ready because it suddenly comes back to the action and Salford City are having a shot within the penalty area. Or the throw-in, rather, was taken quickly. Another ball in. Same sort of angle. Again, Simpson Pusey. That's what I'm talking about. There are no stats for that, for positioning. You know, positioning, marking, awareness, knowing when to... How good are you at maintaining your line with the rest of your defenders? You know, causing the offside trap. You know, there's no numbers for that, unfortunately. Which is why I chose not to do the video. And I wanted to. I wanted to talk about it. But it's difficult. I think it'd give us a year of Premier League football and then we can start looking at him in a bit more detail. Offside. Salford City have not given up here. They're showing spirit, in fairness to them. But a couple of moments from Simpson Pusey there was a bit concerning. The first one was more concerning because that was like you should have been getting something behind that cross. The cross comes in and he tries to side foot volley it, but it was like coming in at chest height. You should be dipping your head and heading that clear there, mate. But he completely missed it. He just completely missed it and it caused chaos. I tell you what though, Gundogan shouldn't be anywhere near a starting 11 for Manchester City in the Premier League anymore because his couple of passes have been okay, but he still doesn't fill me with confidence. Jeremy Doku, here we go. Nico O'Reilly, 3-0, not 2-0, 3-0. Nico O'Reilly bagging a goal right on half-time. That kills the game. That kills the game. We get to have a nice chilled out second half. Come on, City. 4th round of the FA Cup. Let's go. Buzzing. No one beat me to the score. Who remembers that, by the way? I've only just started that habit. I used to do it ages ago. Now I don't. I haven't done it for a while, but I've started doing that lately. Remember Ali G? Doing that. Elanis, again, thank you very much. If Grealish is sold, who do you give that number 10 to? I don't know, mate. It depends who we sign, doesn't it? I don't think anyone here gets it. I think they keep their current shirt unless they actively seek out a change during the off-season. I don't think you can change the numbers mid-season, can you? I think once you've been registered for the season, I think that's it. I think that's your number for the season. So I don't think you can do that mid-season. I think it needs to be in the off-season where you pick your number. Or January. Maybe you can in January for the transfer window. I don't actually know that as a fact. But Nico O'Reilly, by the way, fair play. The finish was great. Solid as a rock finish, that was. Really good. Composed, left foot drive. It was a good ball. Tucked inside to him. Clever play. But Nunes has been done here. Burko with the cross. And Gundogan brings it under control and side foot volleys it over to Savinho, who brings it down casually. Great play that from Gundogan. I was just criticising him, but that was good. Really good. Gets it out to Nathan Ake. I don't know. I've always seen Sean Goater as the number 10 for me. Who was number 10 before Jack Grealish? Who did we have as a number 10? Can anyone tell me the number 10s that we've had since Goater? Because that's been my favourite number 10. Aguero, of course, Aguero. Yeah, because he was 16, wasn't he? That's why I forgot. Because he was 16 for the majority of the time, wasn't he? And then once... But who was 10 before that then? Look at that. Aguero. Calvin Phillips still got number 8, has he? Cheers, Jen. Got a treat for you as well, actually. 3 minutes to go. Injury time. It's not a treat, really. Appreciate the super chat, Jen. But yeah, I definitely need to... I need to sort my act out. Jacko, yes. So when Jacko went, he grabbed it off Jacko. Who had it before Jacko then? Jacko was massively underrated at City for me. Was it Negredo? Was he number 9? He might be right, actually. He was a bit of a one-season wonder, wasn't he, Negredo? And it was a proper wonder. I loved him. Beast. Yeah, the timer is correct. It is correct. Glacius. Why are you confused, mate? Yeah, Jacko. He was a beast. I loved him. Good ball. If Divin Mabama's onside here, flag goes up. That's one thing he needs to work on already. 3 times in this first half, he's been caught offside. 2 of them are his own fault for me. One of them was, I'd argue, a bit of an early pass from McAtee. But it was a good run, just not well timed, unfortunately. But yeah, you don't see Haaland offside. You never see the flag go up for Haaland, do you? Never. Very, very rarely. Oh, Vladis. Great shout. Rubinho. He was a 6-month wonder, wasn't he? The first 6 months of Savinho was like, wow. It was just all the excitement, wasn't it? Of like, we've got money. Are we a big club? Have we got money to spend? And all the headlines about the value of Sheikh Mansour and what he has in terms of money to spend on City was like, oh my God, I remember it so well. When the news broke, I was just, and my parents were on holiday and I rang my dad straight away. I was like, oh, we're fucking rich. Oh, we're rich. Like, I couldn't believe Sheikh Mansour bought us. And then it was like, we're signing Rubinho. And it was meant to be Berbatov as well, but Fergie stopped that, didn't he, at the airport? He went to the airport to pick off Rolando Bianchi, I remember his debut. There goes the halftime whistle. And, professional here on Typical City. Have some of that. Time has gone. And you got a little half-time thing rather than just the full time. It's half-time now, so it says it. Where is it? How do I do it? There. Half-time. Nailed it. Rolando Bianchi. Yeah, I remember him. I remember his debut. First game of the season, West Ham away, scored. Alano with the assist. I remember it well, Sagnick. Rolando Bianchi. After that, he did absolutely nothing. You're thinking, oh, we've signed an absolute worldie. And then nothing. Georgios Samaras. Was he number 10? No, he was number 20. I'm pretty sure I've got a shirt with Samaras. I remember when we signed him, I was like, oh, Samaras, he's big. He looks cool. He's like a centre forward. Greek. Could be cool. Sign him. He was crap for such a long time, wasn't he? He had moments of quality, Samaras, but overall, pretty crap. Pretty crap. Went to Celtic as well, didn't he, Georgios Samaras? But, yeah, I'm loving this talk about old school City players. And I reckon a lot of these players we're talking about are in the era where most City fans that are in the chat are aware of it. When I start talking about bloody Gerard Vikins and Jamie Pollock, I think and Richard Edgill, I think a lot of people will be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" A lot of people, but yeah, this generation of City players was like mad, wasn't it? We bought some crap. My favourite, and I hate to say it because I hated him, but one of my favourite ever partnerships was Darius Vassell and Andy Cole. Those two were class together, weren't they? They were absolute beasts. Some of the goals they scored together were amazing finishes. There was, I can't remember all of them, but there was some sensational goals with like volleys and back heels between each other. Like the link-up play was quality between those two. Really enjoyed that. That was like Stuart Pearce days, wasn't it? You know, and people who were complaining about this season, that Stuart Pearce season, if I remember rightly, I think we scored like a total of, like, was it like 23, 24 goals or something in the entire season during that season? And I remember buying the end of season review DVD, and I remember thinking it was like £23.99, so like 24 quid for this end of season review, and I was like, I've just spent like, it was like a quid a goal, you know? I spent a quid to for every goal that we scored to watch it back, and they were all shit. They were all crap goals. Stuart Pearce with his, fair play to him, with his daughter's good luck. What was it? Like a little Beanie Baby type thing, little teddy bear thing that he brought onto the touchline and sat. Looking back, it was kind of embarrassing, that really. It was kind of embarrassing. Cute and nice, and a father-daughter thing like that. I always like that. That's very nice. But seeing it, because we'd be like 3-0 down at home and Stuart Pearce just stood there, and then the cameraman would zoom into this teddy bear that sat on the grass next to the pitch next to him. And it's like, we're 3-0 down, mate, and there's a teddy bear sat next to you. Is this what we are? We're that club that does that. And then the guy goes and sends David James up front. Yeah, goalkeeper up front. Well, are you talking about the same one? The same situation, Jake, where he sends David James up front. That was hilarious, that moment. Hilarious. If you haven't seen it, I'm sure a lot of you have, but Google, or YouTube rather, David James up front for City. I think it was against Middlesbrough when we needed. I think almost certainly it was against Middlesbrough. We needed to win the game to get. We had a chance of. Was that the same one? I can't remember which one it was. But I remember we played Borough at the end of the season, and Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank scored like arguably one of the best goals I've ever seen in person. A free kick from about 40 yards out, and he just smashed it in off the bar. Unbelievable goal. Very Tony Yeboah-esque, but without being a volley. It was from a dead ball. But yeah, unbelievable. I'm loving this blast from the past stuff. I bet no one's listening. How many we got? We got 800 watching, so appreciate you guys tuning in. Only 250 likes though. Do you reckon you could pop some likes on the stream? That'll massively help. Massively help. Darren, I used to cut Danny Tiato's hair. No way, did you? There wasn't much of it though, was there, mate? There wasn't much of it. I feel like that was an easy job. Money for old rope, that, mate. But Danny Tiatto, he was a proper fucking nut job, he was, wasn't he? On the pitch. He's off the pitch, seemed like an incredibly lovely guy. And I'm sure you might be able to testify that, seeing as you've met him. I've met him, actually, and I only quickly, briefly. But, yeah, on the pitch, there was a moment where him and Stuart Pearce... In fact, I've got a short. If you go to my shorts on my channel and find one of the shorts that's the worst tackles, the worst Man City tackles ever, I think I put Danny Tiatto as number one. No, it wasn't. It was Ben Thatcher, number one, against Pedro Mendes at home at the Etihad against Portsmouth. It was GBH. It was just assault. It wasn't a tackle. He should be going to prison for that. It was so bad. I used to sit there this was when I sat with my mum and my dad when I used to go to the games, and I was sat there and watched it. I remember his elbow, and you just heard this like absolute smack, and it was his jaw just like cracking. And he just ran up to him. He just sprinted at him, Ben Thatcher, and just cracked Pedro Mendes just right in the jaw like that. Referee went, yellow card, mate. Yellow card. I was like, I think even some of the City fans around me were like, get him off, get him off. Even some of the home fans were disgusted by what they saw. It was terrible, man. It was like one of the most horrible... like I say, it wasn't a tackle. I think number 2 was Danny Tiatto, and I think that was kind of the same, where he just like elbowed some Norwich City player, and then Stuart Pearce comes over and just like says, get up, like as this guy's like dying on the floor. And Stuart Pearce is like, get up, you soft ass. Like that, and it was like, someone said, why we've got so many barbers in the chat? You used to cut Ferdinand's hair. You used to cut Fellaini's hair. Jesus Christ. That's a proper job, mate. You need some garden shears for that. You used to cut Stephen Ireland's hair. He sent it in. What is this bag of hair came in, and you just like, and then package it back up. Off to Stephen Ireland it went. Do you remember Stephen Ireland and his black Range Rover with pink alloys? Do you remember that? I might have an opportunity to play football with Stephen Ireland, because there's a mate of mine who plays football with him, plays five-a-side with him, and I'm going to ask him to let me play, get me on the list. It's in an Oldley Edge League, which is not where I live, but it's in an Oldley Edge League, so it's like, ho-ho, playing football, la-di-da, everyone rocking up in their Bentleys for a game of five-a-side. But yeah, I might have a game with Stephen Ireland if it's a possibility. I'm gonna have to speak. I met Stephen Ireland as well in a autograph signing session at the City store. They did an autograph signing session, and I queued up with about 100 kids. This 6'4" bloke stood there with like loads of children, just there with my autograph book, like, Stephen, sign, like that, like a proper little kid getting an autograph. I've got an autograph book that I need to show you. It's old school, man. It's got Franny Lee, Nicky Summerby, Neil Young. I was coached by Neil Young. The people won't know who the hell Neil Young is. Most people won't, but he's a former City player. Passed away now, sadly. Back in the 60s and 70s he played. But yeah, I used to be coached by Neil Young. Quality player he was as well. I met him through a Betway competition, I think it was. Whoever the sponsor is behind the photo of me and Pep Guardiola, I just entered some competition. And then the same day I entered it, I might have been the only person who entered it, because they rang me back like within like 2 or 3 hours of entering the competition. It's like, oh, by the way, you've won. Do you want to come and meet Pep? I was like, fucking yes, absolutely I do. And then there was just a room of about 30 people. We all just got to sit down and listen to Pep talk to a very small room of people, and we all got to sit down, have a photo with him, have a chat. Proper lovely guy, man. Lovely guy. And I remember the one thing Pep said to us, this is when he joined as well. So they said, and obviously back then, we didn't know much about Phil Foden, but he said, one of the questions asked was, is there anyone to get excited about in the Manchester City Academy? And he just went on about Phil Foden. Didn't stop talking about him. And he was right. He was right. He was. Anyway, I'm going for a pee. I have to sort that clock out in a bit when I get back as well. But enjoy the chat. Sorry, I've been banging on a bit there, haven't I? This is what you're all here for. This little twat. See you later. Oh, sweet. Sweet. I'll be back in a minute. Sick of the chair emojis, man. Chairs. Someone cutting Zidane's hair as well. Again, why the perhaps? That's a good shout, Elanus. You need a stream to build a City squad of all-time best players per position. That would be cool and interesting and educative to the new fans and members. Yeah, it will definitely be educational. It really would be. And fun, I agree. I might do that. I don't know who I'd pick, to be honest. Could do it now. But no, I didn't. I pissed straight on the floor as well, so someone will have to clean that up. No, I did, don't worry. Anyway, it doesn't just bother you. People, everyone's concerned. Everyone's concerned about my hygiene. It's fine. It's absolutely fine, don't worry. I used the most pathetic amount of soap, but got the job done. All-time City 11. It's going to be really difficult to go too far back, you know, because of the current, what we achieved, you know, with the treble. You start, who would be your number one centre forward? It's got to be Aguero for me. Even though Haaland is arguably going to, if he stays with us for 3 more years, I think he could break the all-time record. And then it's a different conversation. He becomes the number one if he scores more than Aguero scored. But for me, because of the number of goals Aguero scored, the fact that Haaland's in a bit of a decline right now, probably has that. Because that recency bias, a lot of people got asked that question in Haaland's first season, didn't they? So many people answered Haaland. And I was like, now I've sat back and thought about it a little bit more, seen what Haaland offers compared to what Aguero offered to the pitch. I think Aguero is the number one centre forward to have ever played for Manchester City. In net's interesting. Who'd you put in net? Is it Edison? It's a bit of a mad one, that, isn't it? Bit of a mad one. What about, I mean, Company goes in. Company goes in. But obviously, you're going to get your old-timers. They're going to be saying Colin Bell. He almost has to go in, really, Colin Bell, because of the history that's behind Colin Bell. You have to consider him. Even though I was never alive, I've been educated on him by my dad. My dad told me everything I needed to know about Colin Bell. And even though there's limited footage on him, I think a lot of people would expect to see Colin Bell in there. You did, Elenish, you did. Samprit says, Joe Hart. Tony Coton's a shout, Emil. I was a big fan. I've got a shirt with Coton on the back. That yellow and black one. The same one Ike Immel had as well. Do you remember Ike Immel? That was a blast from the past. Fernandinho, Tevez. Nah, I'm not sure he'd make it in. Close. Definitely not Balotelli. In terms of the funniest player to ever play for City, Balotelli's up there. Oh, Balotelli, he's a striker, he's good at darts, he's got an allergy to grass, but when he plays his fucking class, he drives around Moss Side with a wallet full of cash. Oh, Balotelli. I remember that song. Nearly forgot it. Yaya Nikto. I love Yaya, the player. Like, I'm so disappointed. King Clancy. Mahrez. Anyway, game's about to get underway. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I've not even sorted anything out whatsoever. Let's get rid of that. I need to put 45 on, don't I? I'm going to fuck this up here if I'm not careful. There we go. There we go. Saved it. Saved it. See, they're the sort of names that are like, yeah, really good, but not the number one. You know what I mean? Like, the number one in that position. Sane and Nasri. I love them. They were great players, but they're not going to... Akanji's coming on, by the way. Second half's about to get underway. If you didn't notice me panic to get the clock sorted, and it's going to be Salford City to get us underway. Elenis, mate, I love what you've done here, mate, because the second half was going to be a very boring second half where we score probably a couple more. Game's underway. Win the game. We've already won. Dennis Law, Sagnick. How old are you, Sagnick, by the way, to remember such a thing? Or maybe not remember, or at least be aware of it. But he did a little back heel. Dennis Law's back heel. Oh no! Dennis has done it! Wasn't that the commentary? Dennis has done it! Relegated United. But he considers himself a United guy, doesn't he? So I don't want him in the team. Even though it's hilarious what he did. Relegating United with a back heel is Manchester comedy gold right there. Mendy. No way is Mendy getting near the starting 11 of an all-time Manchester City 11. But yeah, good to see. Great start from Manuel Akanji. Really got fucking brilliant, actually. Lovely, and then Grealish loses the ball. But what play that was from Manuel Akanji down this left-hand side here. It's him and Simpson Pusey at the back. Who went off, by the way? I'm so sorry I've not paid attention to who actually left the pitch. But Akanji's got to be Ake, hasn't it? Yeah, Ake's gone. It's Ake. Can't see him, so presume he's off. But it looks like the back three is still Nico O'Reilly and Akanji. Gundogan getting... Nearly got caught on the ball there. Akanji chilling. Oh, Elenis. That's a rough question. If I had to pick it, it's probably... It might be someone who's... David Silva's up there for me. I think David Silva. I don't know why. It's just... I'm a big... I'm including personality in there. Mullet agrees with me. He just gets forgotten about a lot, doesn't he, David Silva? When you think about naming the City greats, the first time he's come up is then. I'm sure some of the other people might have mentioned it and I missed it, but I saw so many names coming in. No one was saying, oh, David Mabama, lay it off to Jack Grealish. That's a penalty. That's a penalty all day long. The most stonewall penalty you've ever seen in your life. Referee looked like he really enjoyed that as well, because he's given it. He stood there. Jack Grealish just got wiped out. I was too busy looking at the chat, but all of a sudden, David Mabama was in. Very unselfishly lays it over to Jack Grealish, where he's almost on the penalty spot when he gets fouled. Jack Grealish. What happened there? It was a giveaway pass. David Mabama, well played, David Mabama, closing down, didn't give up the press. And Jack Grealish just gets snapped. Penalty all day long. Manchester City should be about to make it 4-0. Yeah, good shout, Mullet. Good shout. I'd like to see Grealish have a go. Fair play to you, mate. Fair play to you. Fair play to you. 19 years old, and you know about Dennis Law back heel. Fair play, mate. I like that. Mullet, you get your wish. Jack Grealish is taking the penalty. Oh, Jackie boy, don't fuck this up, mate. Come on, Jack. Come on, Jack. Buries it. 4-0. Game over. It already was, but that's the 4th goal for Manchester City. Jack Grealish on the score sheet. A very underwhelming, kind of dejected celebration from Jack Grealish. You wonder if it's like, I don't really want to celebrate a goal from the penalty spot against Salford City, or if something else is bothering him. He's smiling now. He's having a little smirk. There you go. That's one thing I'll always say about Jack Grealish is he seems like such a lovely person. You know, people judge him by the celebrations, the drinking, the fact that as if like he's one of those like everyone look at me when I'm drinking type guys, and like I just want to be loud and party. I don't think that sums you up as a person though. I think that's just like what the way you want to party. You're fine. You won the treble, mate. I don't blame you for wanting to party. But some of the stuff you hear about when you actually hear him speak sober and behave sober, and just the way he handles it, he's done so much work for charity. I know he's not the only one. So many of them do charity work behind closed doors. His sister's got cerebral palsy, and you know, he just seems like such a good-natured, down-to-earth person that I think I would just get on with him if I met him. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people who are of the same age would just get on with Jack Grealish. He just seems like a nice guy. That being said, I'm not that bothered. I'm more care about what you do on the football pitch, unfortunately. So even though I said the same about Calvin Phillips, he seems like a really nice guy. Nowhere near good enough to play for Manchester City. I think Jack Grealish is not nowhere near good enough, but he is, you know, he's being edged out of this football club by the choices of Pep Guardiola. And I mean, it's not his fault. He cost 100 million. It's not his fault, you know. But it is his fault that he's not done enough to get into this starting 11 for Manchester City, because Savinho and Doku, I think he can do what they do. He can beat people. He just doesn't seem to do it anymore. You know, you look at the Villa highlights of Jack Grealish, he used to beat people all the time. And look at that yard of pace as well. Doesn't seem as quick as he used to be, but it's a corner ball to Salford. City have got to defend here. It's deep. Jack Grealish at the back post couldn't clear it, but Gundogan does. Elanis with another super chat, mate. You're on fire with your super chats today, mate. Appreciate it. Balotelli versus KDB versus David Silva. Who's the best? Balotelli's not even in the conversation for me, but the best at football, Balotelli's not in the conversation. I don't know. I just don't rate him. It's his attitude, mate. He nowhere near good enough. Over the bar. Another effort for Salford City there. But speaking of Salford City and their fans, I believe they've got the sold-out away end. I think they're in the second tier behind the goal that Edison is now protecting. They've got more or equal to, close to it. The number of away fans at the Etihad is the total number that they can get as their home ground, I believe. So they've basically brought their whole stadium with them today. I haven't heard the atmosphere. I haven't even listened to it, but I wouldn't be surprised to hear a decent atmosphere from them, because I mean they're not going to come to the Etihad very often, are they? But nah, Balotelli, mate. I loved that one season, the 11-12 season. Aguero winning the league at the end, last kick of this season, 93-20. Yeah, Balotelli, I loved him. After that, he just fell off, mate, and it's just became too much of a joke, too much of a messing about, too much arrogance, to be honest. Not enough quality, too much arrogance. Ball in, cleared by Akanji. So yeah, no, Balotelli was a disappointment in the end. And I mean, look at what happened to his career. You only need to look at his career and how it petered off and just became. He had so much potential though. The player potential was huge. They're looking like scoring here if we're not careful. Cross has gone over everyone's head, thankfully, and it's actually offside as well. So we got away with that one here. But Salford are looking to respond here. Even though they're 4-0 down, fair play to them. They've not given up. But in terms of KDB versus David Silva, who's the best, that's a different one, Elanis. That's a different one. That's tough, that. That's really tough question, that. I think most people would go Kevin De Bruyne, you know. I reckon most, but I would probably just go towards David Silva. Again, personality. I'm drawn to the person, the not just the person like their personality. I'm talking about how they act on the pitch as well. You know what I mean? That's part of your personality, your behaviour on the pitch, your attitude. You know, and just the most humble guy in the world, David Silva. You know what I mean? Such a lovely guy. Like, so quiet, so humble. Doesn't have to be in the limelight. I don't want any headlines. I just want to get on that pitch, give me the ball. No one's getting it off me. Because that's one mass. They are so different as well. Kevin De Bruyne and David Silva. So different. Like, one gives the ball away a lot. Kevin De Bruyne gives the ball away a lot. But it's because he tries the difficult passes. More difficult than David Silva tries. But David Silva, just like, his ball retention was ridiculous, mate. Ridiculous. Here you go. Divin Mabama, edge of the area. Oh, he got caught. Thought he had more time than that, but he didn't. Got to be quicker than that, mate. But he's having a good game. Oh, terrible defending here. Nunes, no, he's had it taken off him. But he wins it back again. Oh, no, flag's gone up. Elanis, another super chat. You're on fire, mate. Best all-time captain for City. Company is up there. Because what he did was setting an example. I mean, the fact that he's now managing Bayern Munich for me is a real indication of the captain material that he is. You associate all the trophies that he won with being captain at that time. Yeah, for me it is Vincent Kompany. But there will be people in the chat that will say someone that's of a bit more of an older age. But, oh yeah, 100% Adrian. Balotelli's the best penalty taker I've ever seen. 100%. I've never seen Franny Lee take a penalty live. I saw Yaya. I don't think he missed any, did he, either? But Balotelli with his 100% penalty record was ridiculous. But, yeah, I went to school with Franny Lee's sons, 2 of them. 2 brothers. But, yeah, Jeff, thank you very much for the super chat, mate. If we don't win a trophy this season, then, Johnny, and growing our beards out until we win another trophy. And then you're growing your beard out. I mean, it's not possible, mate. I've got the most pathetic follicle, like, just crap, mate. It'll be so scraggly and rubbish. I have the worst facial hair going. I think it was like, I don't know, it's just rubbish. There's like a tiny bit of stubble here, that's about it. Absolute crap. You identified that last season, so you know full well what you're doing there, Jeff. You know full well what you're doing there, trying to absolutely humiliate me, and you being follically blessed above me. Piss off, Jeff.
Cheers, Jeff.
Appreciate it, Jeff. Phil Foden's on, by the way. Missed that. Who went off? It's been a very casual second half, this, from me, in terms of like my streaming standards. I've been a bit chill, haven't I? Been a bit chill, this one. And I mean, 4-0 up against League 2 opposition. I wasn't really going to get excited about it too much. You know what I mean? Ball down the line for Foden to chase, but it's flicked away. Who left the pitch then? Was it Grealish? No, Grealish is there. Is it Savinho? Is Doku left? Yeah, no, it's Savinho. Looks like Savinho. So Doku's gone on the right. Looks like Grealish is now on the left. And Foden takes Grealish's position in the middle. McAtee tried to do a little nutmeg on Lund. Didn't come off. Divin Mabama was smashed into the back of there. But he took it like a champ, mate. Do you know what I mean? That guy went through him then. Wanted to hurt him a little bit as well. But he doesn't look rattled by anything. He's a big guy, isn't he? He's a proper unit. Divin Mabama. Buzzing for him, mate, getting that goal. Even though it was a bit of a sweaty tap-in. Who cares, mate? That's what you're there for. Great goal, really. The build-up play was brilliant. Nunes' awareness to dink it over the keeper was very good. Very good. The pop quizzes are entertaining. Got to do it often. Yeah, keep it coming, mate. I'll answer any questions you've got. You knew. And he's followed it up with another corker. Look at him. Look at Jeff. You bearded, good-looking bearded bastard, Jeff. I might grow it one day, mate. It just looks rubbish. It just looks rubbish. Like, scraggly with, like, missing gaps. Like, yeah, it looks rubbish. But yeah, I'm hoping we get the Church prediction for this game because we are well on course, Church, mate. 6-0. He is religiously predicted 6-0 for every game this season. And this could be the one, Church. This could be the one. Unless Salford bag a goal. Omar Mamouche coming, by the way. Let's talk about that because that is incredibly exciting. Tell me where's he going to play for you in terms of the starting 11? He's got to come straight into the starting 11. He scored today, didn't he? He played for Eintracht Frankfurt. I saw it as well. What a finish. So composed. He's just lethal, isn't he? Just everything he does. Just at the minute, it's just a goal. Whether it's an assist or a goal. I can't believe we've got him. I'm amazed that we were able to get him. And Eintracht Frankfurt were willing to play ball with us, you know? And I mean, obviously, the money factor, it's not like playing ball and giving us on a freebie. You know what I mean? But still, like, with the reported fee being below 80 million, if we can get it below 80 million, I'm happy because I think it would be understandable for City to spend. Fucking hell, referee. Divin Mabama's just been snapped again. Yellow card. Saw that one coming. Who is that dickhead? What's his name? It's the one with the short name. Fucking hell, mate. Get him in the book. He's already been in the book. What's his name? Tilt. Yeah, fucking tilt off that way, you knob. Yeah, pissed me off that. He's all right though, Divin Mabama. He's all right. He's a City player, Amir. We signed him from West Ham in the summer. Couple of million, maybe less. I think it was like 1.5 million we spent on him. And he's been on the bench a few times this season for City, but he's never actually come on. Today is his debut and he's scored. He's scored. Yeah, that's it. Maria. That is it. Right there. Tantalising. It really is. It's tantalising to think about. Playing him behind Erling Haaland. He has to go behind him, though. I don't think he's going to play alongside him unless there is a moment where Haaland drops. And that's, again, circumstantial. It won't be like Pep sends them out for Haaland to play behind Omar Mamouche. That'll never happen. But there will be moments in the game where Omar Mamouche goes beyond Erling Haaland up the pitch and Haaland comes and collects it, which is what we did with Alvarez quite a bit. Who remembers, who was it against? There was an amazing goal where Haaland just flicked it. He brought in, he gets the ball off Alvarez, holds it up, and I think it might have been a back heel or a little flick into Alvarez, and Alvarez takes it to the byline, then a little chip over the goalkeeper. Doku's in business here, coming down the right-hand side. He's got McAtee to give it to in the middle. Gets it to James McAtee, and it's 5-0! James McAtee, you saw that goal coming a mile away. James McAtee getting his goal at the Etihad. The joy on his face right now is a picture for every Manchester City fan. You can see that means the world to him, mate. That means the world to him. Yes, James McAtee, mate. 5-0. Great ball from Jeremy Doku, by the way. Doku's been brilliant today, I think. He's been really good. You know, got himself a goal. Is that his first assist or a second assist? I know Nunes has got an assist. I've lost count. Lost count. But boom. 5-0. Church. Church. It's happening. It's happening. Church is pissed off. Hey, that's a great goal. Great goal. McAtee's finish is brilliant, you know, because he's on full sprint there, James McAtee. Full sprint. And he gets on the end of that cross from Jeremy Doku. Brilliant. Brilliant from James McAtee. Make sure you're hitting that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to Typical City if you're new. And if you're willing to support the channel, if you can do so, it massively helps. Link is in the pinned comment, as well as in the description. Oh, fucking hell. Like, what's going on, man? As soon as it comes back, like, Salford nearly score every time there's a replay going on. Adela Kun nearly scored for Salford City. Driving forward, left foot drive. Yeah, it's about 5 or 6 yards past the post, but appreciate that, KDB. Yeah, man. I imagine they probably are. straight out of Gary Neville's pocket as well, it'll be. Go on, Doku. Go on, Jeremy. Nunes just fell over. Yeah, can be helpful. Nice one, Sathela. Oh, McAtee. And it's cleared by Tilt. Who watched the City players play Mario Kart the other day? I did. I watched all of it. And I thoroughly enjoyed it as well. James McAtee. He was a keen Super Mario player. Anyway, where are we going with this? He's bagged a goal for Manchester City today. Enough about Mario, but the corner ball comes in, and it's gone over everybody. Going to roll out for a goal kick to Salford. Me? I don't know. Top Jonny quote of 2024 year. Elenis, I can't answer that. You have to answer that. You in the chat have to answer that. Because that's personal preference. If I had to choose, I can't think, going off some of the stupid things I've said, I can't remember it, to be honest. Simpson Pusey's got some defending to do. I don't know, I found Piss Off Mark Flecken quite funny. I enjoyed that for some reason. Because Mark Flecken, the name Mark Flecken and telling him to piss off is just humorous. Piss off! Mark Flecken! I just found that funny. I don't know why. Because he was just pulling save after save after save as well. Yeah, that's I'm up. I think that's up there. I don't know why that's funny, but I always enjoy that one. That's the priority of love on this channel. I think you're right, Jeff, to be honest, mate. I think you're absolutely right. That's the hierarchy. That's the organogram of this channel. You just see the chair at the top, then a little line down it to the next job role is Jeff. The next one down is me. And that's it. Ball in, McAtee. Oh, sorry, it's Foden. But it's going to be a corner ball. City looking for that 6th. Church, mate, we could get one too early here. We could end up making it 7. And then that'd be hilarious if we win 7-0 to Church. That would be too good. Elenis, again. Elenis, mate, you're absolutely... Make sure you can afford all this, Elenis, mate. I don't want you to get in... I'm sure you've got the money. I hope you have. Don't spend too much on me, mate. But I appreciate it nonetheless. Ball in. Go on, Divin. Oh, he's a powerful man, isn't he? Oh, who was that? McAtee with a volley just over the bar. The Jeremy Doku quote referring to his dribbles. Oh, right, yeah, the shimmy, shimmy, ya, shimmy, yam, shimmy, yay. That's Wu-Tang, that is. Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang. Oh, baby, I like it raw. Ooh, baby, I like it raw. I was pissed off, Hannah. That was real, genuine anger, and I don't like showing how angry I can actually get, because it's like, I don't know, I get so angry, and like, I know I'm in control deep down, but sometimes people say you look out of control, but actually in my head I'm still feeling like I'm not going over the top with it, like smashing the room to bits and things like that. But I was pissed off with Savinho then. I really, really was. Proper annoyed me, that did. It's just cowardice. I can't stand it on a football pitch. If you're not willing to get hurt, then you lose the love of the fans. I think the fans, especially in the ones at the stadium, the Manx, and like, I just think it's a Manchester thing, man. Like, we expect you to want to get on that pitch and get hurt. Here's Doku. Go on, mate. Finish him off. Handball, referee. Penalty. 6-0. Church. It's going to be 6. But the problem for you, Church, is... There's, what, over 20 minutes to go. This could be 8 or 9 here. Tilt. He tilted a bit too far there and gave himself a handball. So it's going to be 6 if we convert the penalty. Is that right, Adrian? That's surprisingly low. I'm surprised. It's Doku. Doku. Where's Church? I can't believe it, Church. Here's Doku. Oh, he's buried it. Lovely penalty, by the way. He's put it right in the corner there, Jeremy Doku. Lovely, lovely, lovely penalty. Have some of that. 6-0 in the bag. Pop a 6 on the screen. City are back. City are... No, let's not get carried away. That would be funny. That would be funny. Great penalty. Won by Jeremy Doku. Finished by Jeremy Doku. And the weird penalty technique. He does this little stomp. To charity. You don't have to donate it to me, but yeah, donate it to charity, mate. But yeah, 6-0. 20 minutes to go. Church, where are you, mate? I can't believe you've pissed off Church. And you call yourself a typical City subscriber. Come on, Church. He won't come in because I know it'll. When he comes in, we'll score a 7th all year. And I mean, Jeff's worried in this situation because Jeff could be losing his title as the #1 predictor on Typical City. Because I mean, you've got a long way to go to catch Jeff up because he was naming goal scorers, mate, not the scoreline. He was getting the goal scorer. Cole Palmer's come off the bench and score in a Community Shield final, and that's exactly what happened. Are you taking the piss? Mental. Callan, good to see you, mate. Are you for real? Because that's the old school City fan. That's what we like. Still not over this. Still not over. 6-0. You've got to be joking there, haven't you? Oh, Jeff. I am. A bit. I am. Speaking of which, here comes the charity. Appreciate. Oh no, it's 7, Church. We fucked it. Church, you had about 3 minutes of being right. It's 7-0. This is getting ridiculous. Neville, what's the score? Neville, what's the score? Neville, what's the score? Neville, what's the score? 7-0. 7 Neville, Gary Pebble. Gary Pebble, what's going on, Gary Pebble? You're getting battered, mate. That's what's happening. That is what's happening. Now Walker gets subbed in and Salford score. Mate, he's not on the bench, thankfully. But that's very plausible. Let's just check. Well onside. The defending is absolutely atrocious. It really is. It's so poor. Like the gaps, the line, the offside traps, non-existent. The shape, the 3 in the box that's meant to look after James McAtee in that situation was a poor. It's James McAtee, by the way, who scored the goal. Great ball into him by Phil Foden. I mean, the pass into him, the space that he's been given in the penalty area was so poor, mate. 7-0. Pop that on. McAtee for a hat-trick. Would love it, Jan. Would love it. Good to see you, beast. What's the record? Oh, Jan, beat you to it. You were typing it as I did it. What's the FA Cup record for a goal? As in the goal. I'll get my words right in a minute. Just let me sort my lips out. What's the... No. Do it again. What's the record for the most goals scored? The highest scoreline. That's what I was going to go for. My lad asked me that question about a week ago. Driving to school. I had to pull over and Google it. And I can't remember what the answer is. Kovacic is coming on for Jeremy Doku. But he asked, what's the biggest scoreline ever? And I think it's like some international game, like 36-0 or something like that. Pep's loving Jeremy Doku there, showing a lot of appreciation. So we're not going to beat that score. Oh no, sorry, I got it wrong. It was AS Adema 149, so Aimarini 0. 149-0. I mean, I wouldn't mind buying the season, the end of season DVD review for who the fuck was it? AS Adema. Imagine buying the end of season DVD review for that. You'd be there all fucking day, mate. Imagine the guy who's got to edit it. Right, and now we'll get to the game where we won 149-0, and you've got to edit all those goals. Is that the record? Oh, we're not going to beat that, are we? Jesus Christ. 26-0. Have they? LG removed the City Plus app from their app store. I didn't know they had it, to be honest. Because I do all my City Plus viewing, I do on my desktop. But yeah, Salford now, they're just going to throw everything forward now. They know they're getting absolutely humiliated in terms of goals conceded. This is a team that haven't conceded a goal in 6 games, by the way. Don't forget that. But here they are, conceding a large amount of goals. Khalid, mate, good to see you, mate. Thank you very much for the incredibly kind donation. And never, ever do you have to apologise for being away. I hate that. I love the fact that you guys feel like you need to be loyal to me. I really appreciate it, but you don't. And I love the fact that you do feel like that. But please don't feel bad about not being there or guilty when you come back. I mean, apart from Church, other than Church, who predicted 6-0 and then fucks off. That seems to be his style. 6-0 at the beginning of every game, then disappears. Church, mate. 7-0. That's so funny. But hey, massively appreciate you, Khalid. Really do. Khalid, you're a legend, mate. Thank you very much. Superb, Khalid. Thank you, mate. What was I going to say? I can't remember now. Blown away by Khalid's incredibly kind donation. Really appreciate it. Oh, you're all getting generous now, aren't you? Rowan with a gifted membership. Thank you very much. Elio gets it. Big up Elio and big up Rowan. W's in the chat for Rowan, mate. Thank you very much, Rowan. Oh, no, we've given it away. Oh, Jesus. Good effort, that. Who was that? Was that Stockton? He's not. He's from the very minimal amount of research that I did on Salford City. He's their normal number 9, and you can tell the instinct there. That's not a bad effort at all. Saw Edison was a little bit out of shape there, and looks for the near post. And Edison was probably hoping more than knowing that's going wide. Ball through the middle for Divin Babama to chase. Nodded out for a City throw. 14 minutes to go. Yeah, big up Rowan. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Yeah, he snuck on. We've got 12 men on the pitch. No, we've not. But I don't know who he came on for. Was it Grealish? No, there's Jack Grealish. It was Doku. It was Doku, wasn't it? Gundogan, go on, mate. Oh, it's great block. That's a great block there by Tilt. But Gundogan looking to make it 8-0. I'd love 10. I'd love 10. Hope we don't take our foot off the gas, but this is going to do good for the confidence, even though it's like, yeah, you're beating League 2 opposition. You're beating them emphatically. It's not like, I watched the Liverpool game against Accrington Stanley earlier. I wasn't that convinced by Liverpool at all. It ended up being 4-0, but they were getting the odd chance, Accrington Stanley. They look better than certainly the opposition we're going up against, at least. We're wiping the floor with them. But Liverpool didn't convince me. And they didn't have... They rotated Liverpool, but it was still reasonably strong. Whereas I'd say we've made quite a few changes to the starting 11. Obviously, you got McAtee, O'Reilly, Simpson-Pusey, Divin Mubama. You know, lots of players that that would not start Premier League matches. Simple as that. Loyalty is law among real men's. Yeah. Well, you don't have to be loyal around here, but I appreciate it, Elenus. Thank you very much. That's it, King. I thought there was a couple. There was one that was a cross that was an absolute sitter. Well done, Nico O'Reilly there. He scored. Forgot Nico O'Reilly. That was a great finish from Nico O'Reilly in the first half, by the way. And he's bringing the ball forward here brilliantly. Cuts it inside to Foden. Laid off to Gundogan. And goes out to Mateus Nunes. But yeah, there was a header for Accrington Stanley in the second half that was like, had to go in. Had to be scored that. I don't know how he missed it, to be honest. But yeah, like I say, Liverpool, they're not convincing me at all since, what, they dropped points against United. Who else did they play against recently and do bang average? But Jack Grealish looking for Gundogan. The defending is absolutely atrocious from Salford. It really is. One Divin Mubama run, right? Okay, he runs towards the goal. He's followed by Tilt. The rest of the defensive line stays where it is, right? And Divin Mubama has pulled this defender to create this massive gap where now Tilt, who's followed him, is playing everyone onside. Grealish couldn't find Gundogan, but I mean, the defending is awful, mate. And I would say, even though you're a League 2 side, I mean, this is poor. And I'm surprised because they kept, like I say, they kept a clean sheet in their last 6 games. 6 clean sheets in a row. At any standard of football is pretty good going. It shows that you know how to defend, even though the opposition they're going up against on a weekly basis is not Premier League, it's League 2. But still, you know, 6 clean sheets is not an easy task. Because, I mean, anyone can score in a football match. Anyone. But Nunes, down to the right wing, he's kept the ball alive, looking to find a cross, but Gundogan's just walking away. It's like, what's he doing? Calm down, Fafra. The game's not over, mate. Cool your jets, Fafra. Calm down, mate. Because I can't remember who it was, but there was someone else who's convinced that this isn't over yet. And I hope to God they were joking. Hey, big up City Luke TV. How you doing, mate? Good to see you. By the way, everybody, you've reminded me. I've got it written down here, Luke. I was going to let people know, but seeing as you're in the chat, mate, I'll let everyone know now, mate. But I'm going to redirect everyone. City Luke TV is a City channel, like myself. Has just started on the road. Hang on. Hey, it's 8-0! 8-0. Is that McAtee hat-trick? Was that It was. McAtee bags a hat-trick. 8-0. 8-0. I don't think we've won a game at the Etihad by 9. I think we beat Watford once 8-0, if I remember rightly. I think that was in the FA Cup or the League Cup. I think that was 8-0. I don't think we've ever scored 9 at the Etihad. Please let me know in the chat if I'm wrong. But what I was going to say, City Luke TV is an up-and-coming City channel. He's barely a year old, if I remember rightly, but he's just started on his road to 1.5 thousand subscribers. I'm going to redirect from this stream to him. So after the game, stick around, go and listen to Luke. He's got some interesting stuff he wants to talk to you about. He wants to give his opinion on the transfer news with City, with Omar Mamouche, Kushanov, Vita Reich, and as well talk about what happened today on the football pitch. So go and check out City Luke TV if you haven't seen him already, because YouTube's a weird one, man. I bet a load of people haven't even heard of you, mate, on this chat, which is that's what we're all here for, isn't it, mate? It takes time to grow, so I'm hoping that you guys can go over to City Luke TV, give him a like, give him a subscribe, and help him grow and get him to 1.5k, because he's very close to it. You're welcome, mate. You're welcome, mate. Proper nice guy as well, by the way, so go and check him out. 9-0 Burton, was it, Nick? Was that at the Etihad? I think you might be right. It's ringing a bell, actually. Were they in like a yellow and black kit? Obviously, that sounds like Watford as well, doesn't it? But I'm pretty sure Burton wore yellow and black as well, if my memory serves me. Oh, yeah. I'm here. Fucking hell. I've missed 2. Oh, no, I haven't. What am I talking about? I missed 1. It's 8-0. Getting carried away because I saw 9-0 Burton and then I thought 9-0. No, I've only missed 1. Might have to change it in a minute. I don't know what happens when you go to double figures. I've never done it. Oh, it goes all weird. It's not in line with the 0. I don't know why I went to 17. Should we go... I'm going to have to sort this out in a minute, but I just wanted to see. Doesn't even fit. Kind of like the charges, really. Doesn't even fit. Doesn't even fit. Right, I've got to sort all that out now. And now, what is it? 8-0. There we go. 8-0. Could be 9 in a minute. Uno momento. No, Gundogan cleared. 6 minutes to go. Took me ages. I think I could have just typed it, to be honest. I think you can just type it. I had to click it 115 times to get there. It's like... Fucking took me ages. Is it still working, the clock? Yeah, it is still working. 9-0 against Burton. I want to equal that. I would love a 10th, though, man. We've got to get 10. Bring Haaland on, Messi Magic says. That'll be brutal. Brutal. Ryan Giggs is on the touchline there. Getting his knob warmed up for his brother's missus, no doubt. Such a shit thing to do, mate. What a piece of shit you are. You know what I mean? Regardless, mate. Family. Sleeping with your brother's missus. Bang out of order, mate. Proper shit thing to do. Snide. Anyway. It's Paul Scholes. I've seen his face up there in the heavens, in the stand. Looking down. I saw a little clip before, I didn't mention it. He got excited because he thought Salford were about to score. He got him on the edge of his seat. Now look at the scoreline, mate. Paul Scholes, mate. It's 8-0. To your future rags. Your wannabe rags. You want to be a rag. Well, Manchester City are dismantling you. And I don't want to get too braggy about it because they're crap. Let's be honest. They're shit, Salford City. Absolute crap. And I'm surprised at how bad they've been. You know, they've been really, really poor. And I don't think this is a fair reflection of who they are, because I actually think they could probably do better than this. But they're about to score, actually. Now I've said that, I can't believe it. Oof. Edison with the save. I nearly got absolutely humbled by Salford City after saying they're crap, they're shit. They nearly scored right after I said that as well. And Edison with a weird save, very unconvincing save, just hits him. But he was almost getting out of the way of it. Like, he was almost leaning to the right and it just hits him and goes out and skims the side netting. Should have been 8-1. What a weird sentence that was. Should have been 8-1. Fucking hell. That's it, mate. Nearly. That's gone quiet, hasn't it? That sentence. Stay humble. Ball in. It's cleared by Simpson Pusey. Side netting. Fucking hell, Salford nearly scored again. I really want a clean sheet, by the way. I do not want to be conceding a goal to this shower that we're playing against here. But they're third in League 2, you know. And in League 2, 3 go up automatic, with a fourth team going up in the playoffs. I forgot all about that, because in League 1, 4 go down, and obviously, therefore, League 2, 4 go up. So top 3 are automatic spots, and they're third. I think they're about 10 points off top. So it does look like a fight between the rest of them. But yeah, they're on their way up. So they're actually in form. Like I said, they've won 6 games in a row. Clean sheets in all of them. Yet here they are losing 8-0. And I don't think there's that big a gap between Premier League and League 2. I don't think the gap is that big. You know, I think it's big, very big, but 8-0 to me is like, yeah, a poor performance from Salford. Even though you're playing City, yep, you're not as good as us, yep, fine. You were expected to lose the game, but 8-0, mate. It's been a bit of a shit show, hasn't it, really? Bit poor. But yeah, stay humble, eh? Stay humble, eh? Pretty sure Haaland didn't say it like that, did he? Why did he say that, man? That's come back to bite us so much, man. Haaland, mate. Why did you say that? I thought it was a bit disrespectful, even though Mikel Arteta seems like an annoying twat at times. I don't think he deserved to have a player come up to him and tell him to be humble. You know what I mean? Lovely little dink over. Oh, it could have been 9. We're running out of time to get even a 9th here, really. But yeah, Haaland, mate. Ryan's getting giddy. Games, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate that. McAtee has to start next match. But for who, mate? By the way, next match, Jesus Christ, Brentford away. That's going to change everything. All of this good feeling we've got. Players coming in. Exciting times. We've won 2 games in a row. Backed up by a 3rd game in a row, which we scored 8 goals in so far. And with a clean sheet as well to boot, even though we should not be conceding goals. Tuesday night, Brentford away. Scares the life out of me, that game. I'm really worried about that game. That's the test we need right now. That's the test to see. Like Ryan says, our City back, that's when we find out. We'll find out on Tuesday night, mate. That's when we'll find out. But would you start McAtee? Here's Grealish to the byline. Dinks it in. Gotta be. Gundogan. Oh, it's a great save. But it's not cleared. Like that tilt tried to make it. tried to give the keeper pulled off a really good save. A lovely little side foot volley. There goes the full-time whistle. No stoppage time. No, just 90 minutes gone, right? Just put them out of their misery. But, yeah. I mean, McAtee, Games, thanks for the super chat. Appreciate it. But McAtee to start the next match against Brentford away. He played with confidence. I think he's played really well. If you are going to play him, I would start him ahead of Phil Foden, really. Because, I mean, Foden came on and played well for the small time he was on the pitch today. Got himself an assist. Lovely ball from Phil Foden to find James McAtee for that goal, for the, was it the hat-trick goal? I don't think it was the hat-trick goal. Or was it the hat-trick goal? I can't remember. I mean, completely lost as to what actually happened. Look at that. Getting all professional now. All professional. Half-time, full-time. Got the lot. Got a clock. Got half-time, full-time. It's all going on typical City. But yeah. Stagnant. Yeah, exactly. That's it. It's just like... We've just been blue-balled, haven't we? We've been blue-balled for about a month, and then this game we were just like... all over Salford City. Sorry. Yeah. But here we are. You know what I mean? Banging them in. But, yeah, McAtee to start. I do think that there's a case to be made there for James McAtee now, because even though it's lower league opposition, he's playing well when he plays, so he's pushing people. For people like Phil Foden who are not playing well, when they do play, he's not playing well. So for me, yeah, a concern for Phil Foden, because he's one of the few players that's like, what's your excuse, mate? Because everyone else that we're blaming for the season is like, yeah, KDB, injury prone, always injured and older than he was last year, inevitably so. Bernardo Silva, again, getting on to the wrong side of 30. Gundogan, signed too old, you know. Foden, for this season, what's his excuse? You know? I mean, he may have one. He may have one that we're not aware of, a personal circumstance in his life. It could possibly be something private that we don't know about that he doesn't want to talk about, and that's fair enough. If it's bothering him, something might be bothering him. Small things can have big impact on your life. But I'd like to see even getting close to that version of Phil Foden that we saw last season. So maybe McAtee could push Phil Foden for a starting spot in the starting 11. But, I mean, I think KDB has to play against Brentford just because of, you know, what he's capable of. We might need that moment of brilliance because we're taking in to Brentford a nice bit of confidence. that's against opposition you expect us to beat, but we beat them nonetheless. Do you know what I mean? You can only beat what's put in front of you, and we've done that. And today we did it emphatically, even though, again, like I say, it always comes with the caveat, it's League 2 opposition, mate, so don't get too excited. But you're going to find out against Brentford Tuesday night. Join me for that watch-long. Exciting game that's going to be. You're going to get a different version of me that day, very much so, because today's been totally chilled. Really enjoyed the stream today, actually. So big up to all of your super chats. Khaled came in with a massive donation, but Elenis, mate, all your super chats throughout the course of this stream have been hugely appreciated, mate. And yeah, thank you very much. The support means the world to me. It really does. Thank you very much. And as usual, Jeff and all the others, all you guys that are in the chat as regulars, and Church, mate. I can't believe it finished 8-0. Oh, you're going to have to change your prediction now to 8. Every game now, 8-0. The Gargantuan Blues, as you like to call them. Good to see you, Aaron. Good to see you. How you doing, mate? That's anyone who's wondering, that's Stefan Borson's brother there. Good to see you, Aaron. Hope you're good. Not much, mate. Just a casual 8-0. That's about it, really. Other than that, you missed nothing. You missed absolutely nothing. Were you at the game, Aaron? You're normally there, aren't you? You're normally there, I presume, because you always tune in after the game, don't you? But, were you not there? No. Never mind. But yeah, still, great performance today from City, really was. DS4, thank you very much for the question and your support as a member. Really appreciate that, mate. Johnny, when is the next members stream? I'll sort something out because I'm getting quite a few of you members. I'll start making member-only content if you want, but I don't know how often I'll be able to do it, but I'll give it a go soon, definitely. I'll have a think. I'll have a think about what to do. But Elenis has got my creative juices flowing, thinking about an idea for an all-time City 11. I think it'd be very vague. I actually don't think it would do very well in terms of numbers because in terms of you guys would click on it, I'm sure you guys would. But in terms of like overall, I probably won't do that well. But that's not what it's about. I actually like the idea, and I would enjoy making that video. You know, which is what all of this is about, really. I want to enjoy what I'm doing in life, which is why I'm doing this. But yeah. Cricket Watch, I've given it already, mate, but I'll give it before the Brentford game as well, and I'll probably do a video before. Actually, I'm not sure I will. Tomorrow's going to be a bit of a crap day for me because I've got a boring admin day, and as I mentioned to you in the last stream, I was hacked, if I remember rightly. My channel's been hacked. I'm still here, fine, no problem, but it's not the channel. I think I've had my stream key hacked, which for those that don't know, you get this long digit number that you need to have as part of your YouTube channel, and then you put that into your streaming software. I use OBS, and you have to put it in there. Now, the last 2 games, I've come to my OBS and clicked on Manage Broadcast is the button you need to click on, and then in there, you'll find your streams that you've scheduled. So I was going in there, clicking on it, expecting to see Man City versus Salford City FA Cup Watchalong. And it was like live Friday night fortnight, and loads of Friday night fortnight. So I need to fix that because this is twice now it's done it. I changed my password last time thinking that should fix it. Nope. Got back to the stream today and it's still happening. So someone has access to the back end of my YouTube channel. I don't think they've got access to the front end, otherwise I wouldn't be sat here right now. You know, they could change the whole channel completely and just start posting live videos of crap, trying to sell you stuff. So if you ever see anything that's not me, it's not me, basically, and I'll get the channel back at some point. But I've been on chat with YouTube today, speaking to YouTube. They've said they're aware of it, they're looking into it, and I filled out a form that I needed to fill out. And then you're a twat if that's you. If it's you, you are a twat if you are the person that's doing this. It's Fortnite Skibbity Toilet. What is that? My 7-year-old lad was saying Skibbity Toilet the other day. What the hell is Skibbity Toilet? Is it a thing? I'm getting old, man. I don't know what half of these things are that kids come out with. Skibbity Toilet. My lad, he's 7, saying Skibbity Toilet. I was like, what are you talking about? Anyway, I need to sort that out. And I also might need to reset my whole PC and reinstall Windows tomorrow because my PC's been acting up as well. I think I've been hacked, like proper. I think I've got some malware on my PC that I've done a proper like offline scan, tried to get it fixed, ain't working. And it keeps crashing as well. Do you remember in the derby and the game after that it crashed as well? My PC's like struggling, so I need to reinstall Windows, and that's like a big job to reinstall it and get rid of everything. So that's my day tomorrow. Not making videos tomorrow, unfortunately. Just sorting out crap. Jason, might need your services one day, mate. Hit me up, because I might genuinely need your services, because I'm reasonable on computers, but I'm certainly not in the profession. You know, I've learned as I went along. But could be. Do you know what I mean? Because I've been slagging him off on this channel. And he knows what he's doing. He's a professional hacker. And in which case, I hope it is him, because I will be handing him into the authorities, because he has got a suspended prison sentence right now. So if he's been hacking me, that breaks the stipulations to his suspended prison sentence and gets him a full prison sentence. So yeah, see you later. Anyway, I've got to go, because I've got to sort a few things out. And I also want you guys to stick around. Go and check out City Luke TV after this stream. You're all going to get redirected to him. I hope he's gone live already. If he hasn't, I don't know. Do him a favour and stick around, please, because it would massively help his channel. I know what it was like when I had like 1K subs. It's a proper grind at the beginning. It's tough, because you make content and no one watches it, and you start questioning what's the point. It's tough. It's tough at the beginning of YouTube, but then it starts to snowball and you can start seeing momentum. But yeah, go and support him, because he's a proper City fan as well. He's a proper Blue. I wouldn't send you to someone who isn't a proper City fan. And he is. I'm sure some of you already know of him, but yeah, go and check him out, enjoy him, and subscribe while you're there as well, because that would be a massive help to him. But yeah, enjoyed that, really did. 8-0. Brentford next. Serious business coming up. Proper serious business next. Brentford. Big game, massive game. I'm scared to death of Brentford. They're worrying me. They really are. Really good football side at the minute. So we're going to have our work cut out to see if we can beat them. And I'm hoping we can. If we can beat Brentford, then we can really start talking about City being back, because that would be huge. And Fafra's getting giddy already. Love it. Love it. Right, big up to all of you in the chat. Thank you very much. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you soon. Take care, Blues.